no one in Baltimore called him Billy. And had I referred to my father as Billy, that probably would have been a problem. That's because the relationship between myself and my dad is not the same as the relationship between my dad and his mother and his sisters who he grew up with, right? We understand that. It's the same thing with words within the African-American community or within any community. My wife, with her girlfriend, will use the word bitch. I do not join in. I don't, say, hey, I don't do that. I don't do that. And perhaps more importantly, I don't have a desire to do it. You understand? A while ago, Dan Savage was going to have this show that he was going to call Hey Faggot. I'm not going to yell faggot at Dan Savage. I'm just not, that's not my relationship with the LGBT community. And I understand that, and I'm okay with that. I don't have a desire to, yell out the word, faggot. I just don't have that. The question one must ask, if that's accepted and normal for groups of people, we understand that, it's normal, actually, for groups to use words that are derogatory in an ironic fashion. Why is there so much hand-wringing when black people do it? Black people are basically, however you feel about it, they're not outside of the normal rules and laws for humanity. I had a good friend who used to have this cabin in upstate New York, which he referred to as the white trash cabin. He was white. I would never refer to that cabin. I would never tell him I'm coming to your white trash cabin. I just wouldn't do that. I think you understand why I wouldn't do it. The question one must ask is why so many white people have difficulty extending things that are basic laws, of how human beings interact to black people. And I think I know why. When you're white in this country, you're taught that everything belongs to you. You think you have a right to everything. You got a right to go where you, you're conditioned this way. It's not, because your hair is a texture or your skin is light. It's the fact that the laws and the culture tell you this. You got a right to go where you want to go, do what you want to do, be however, and people just got to accommodate themselves to you. So here comes this word that, you feel like you invented. And now somebody will tell you how to use a word that you invented. Why can't I use it? Everyone else gets to use it. You know what? That's racism that I don't get to use it. That's racist against me. I have to inconvenience myself and hear this song and I can't sing along? How come I can't sing along? You know what I mean? And I think, for white people, I think the experience of being a hip-hop fan and not being able to use the word nigga is actually very, very insightful. It will give you just a little peek into the world of what it means to be black.
Hey, one goal, one thing, one rule, man, that shit don't change. It's real niggas do real fucking things. Real niggas do. Ay, there's only one goal, one thing, one rule, man, that shit don't change. And it's real niggas do real fucking things. Real niggas do real fucking things.
Oh, he cut his beard.
He cut his beard. He feel like.
Oh man, some beard was so gnomish. Like that joint. I'm just noticing it's been cut down. Okay, that's why he's calling himself prettier earlier.
He's like a forest dwarf.
Oh man, we gonna talk about dwarfs a little later.
More like a gnome. But anywho.
I used to like David the Gnome. You ever watch that show?
David the Gnome?
Mm-hmm. You never saw David the Gnome?
No, I never seen your 1970s show.
David the Gnome was the shit. It had the most awesome theme song ever.
What you know about the Eureka's Castle though?
I know all about Eureka's Castle.
So if you know about David's Gnome, then you don't know about Eureka's Castle. He was there when TV was invented.
What was the name of the dragon in the castle?
I forget.
Magellan?
Yep, might have been. I watched on some random. I was.
That's when you know you don't really know it. Might have been. It might have been.
Might have been because I just remember Eureka's Castle. I just remember the show because it was little when that dropped.
Yeah, we was small.
Because like
small.
Because I was in this short film we were shooting the other day, and in the script they brought up Erie, Indiana. And I laughed. I was like, bro, I haven't heard of Erie, Indiana in so long, because that came out around the time of Are You Afraid of the Dark and Goosebumps, but only got one little season or whatnot.
I'm about to say, because I vaguely only remember that.
Oh, see, I got one on you. We only had one season, but what I'm about to say, but like yesterday, while I was editing Wannabes, plug, I had to put on some background. I felt like, man, I need to just put on something I don't have to watch. So nigga went throwback and put on that Rugrats episode where the mega diaper babies, dog. I was bucked out because that was one of my favorite episodes. Like when it was the superheroes, like the mega, like, oh shit, y'all bringing me back, nigga. Like, yeah, man. Yeah, so, shouts out to Hulu for having that Doug and that Rugrats and all that. But let's get into this episode.
Okay.
All right, so welcome to the Fly with Bats podcast, episode 38. We're back by way of 59. Like, cause it just be hurting me the fact that since we do the two sides, you know what I mean, we really almost at 60 episodes, even though we should be at more. We almost at 60 episodes, but like,
it's all right.
But this episode, I don't think we're gonna do sides, cause I'm gonna take out Bats Nerd Out moment. We're gonna have Bats Nerd Out moment today because Marty from the Your 30 podcast is coming over Tuesday. We're gonna do a Marty and Marty superhero shop talk where we're gonna run it about all the comic shit. Punisher, Thor, Justice League, and all the other shit. So I'm like, well, we about to have a whole podcast on some comic shit. I don't need to, do a Bass Nerd Out for this one. We just, say that for the next ep.
Okay.
But yes, but the person that you're here talking is that actor guy, Martin Bats Bradford. You can find me on all your social media platforms at Mr. Bats. Spell at Mr. Outer. You ain't gonna find me, and as usual, I'm here with my brothers.
Man, you already know it. This your boy D-Mac, not from Hackensack. And you can follow me everywhere on the internet as FrenchBread_kid. You dig?
But this is your boy AlphaJoe, fresh out of the gumbo. You can find me on Facebook at Joseph Alpha Man Pines. You can find me on Instagram, Alexander the Ape 3. And for no sides, we in this bitch.
Yep, this is just episode 38. 38. And usual, we're going to shout out our people to Your 30 podcast, the Misbelief Radio Show podcast, the Trilliterate podcast. Who else? Therapy. I already said that Misbelief Radio Show, Therapy Noir podcast.
Black Guys Next Door.
Black Guy. Well, no, they're not even doing this right now. Kamar said they've been on a break, so they're on a break right now. You can check out their old episodes, Black Guys.
I mean, hell, how many times we didn't take a break?
We know, but they've like months. Like he said, they ain't been operating in a minute. Like we'll at least give you one a month if we ain't gonna do nothing for you. Like we ain't gonna take off like 4 and 5 of them joints. Yes. But what else? Three the Hard Way is a podcast. We'll figure this out. There's the homies over there, and I think that's everybody I'll be shouting out normally. Yeah. I'm feeling like sounds about right. It sounds about normal. Sounds about right. You feel me? A whole heap and lot has gone on, like in the news and everywhere else since the last time we've come together and spoke on things. And some of these things, you know what I mean? Because we're so. I don't even know where to begin. That's why so
much happens on a day by day.
I mean, I'm telling you, but we were supposed to record like about a week or two ago. Then I wound up booking and being out of town for like 2 weeks, and then still catching everybody's schedules has been nuts. Yeah. People been everywhere, you know what I mean? We got, Joseph beating people up in the freaking bouncing atmosphere, you hear me? He getting hooked up.
Not no more.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot my bad. He came up in the world. He ain't bouncing no more. He ain't bouncing no more, you hear me?
But I tell security, bro, go get that brother.
We got Mastermind out here picking up secret musicianship skills that he got on the top secret that he don't let nobody know of until he wound up busting out the superpower on you.
About to do a whole 90s crisscross in a second with the parties.
Hey, but you got big cakes on niggas, bro.
But cocoons, bro. Hashtag cocoon life, man. Sometimes you just gotta go in that cocoon, get away from motherfuckers, and build in silence, and then come back out and motherfuckers looking like, damn, you got this whole fucking mountain behind you. Yeah, I've been building that motherfucker. Right. You hear me?
Brick by brick, baby.
You know what I mean? You gotta respect the mountaintops. You dig? So yeah, man. So yeah, I don't even like. First and foremost, usually we get into the start section where we get into, different quick little history things we want to talk about that's going on out here in the world or whatnot. After the starter section is usually Bats Nerd Out moment, but no, we going to jump straight up into that Etoufee of the day, which is where we going to get into a whole bunch of things that's worth getting into. After the Etoufee of the day, we going to get into that Daily Dose of Murica,
which is your friendly reminder of just where you live and who the fuck you dealing with
out here. And after that, we're gonna highlight a hero that need to be highlighted, because heroes need to be highlighted.
See, that's why you gotta let me do that.
I was leading you in, but you didn't speak. I'm like, okay, you gonna say something? No, he ain't gonna say nothing.
I was like, here is it. All right, I was like, we're going. Tell me what you got to say. But how it goes.
I want that.
He forgot. He started.
I ain't stalling. I'm high as fuck. Hero highlight is a time where we shine a light on someone who's doing good in the world of pure fuckery.
Yeah. So you know. So without further ado, man, we've had enough of dua. Without further ado, you hear me?
Sound like something you put on your ass, like
something that you put on your ass.
like what's that toilet that like cleans your butt?
Like
Europe and all that stuff.
Yeah, you said the right thing, but no, I'm going to the dua. So that's gonna be the one that cleans your taint.
Yeah,
I'm going to the dua.
I'm going to the dua. It cleans
my balls. Le taint, le gouche.
You gotta give that le gouche clean.
So yeah, hit that starter section music, man.
Musics.
Lying about how much you had made, rumors and shit that you handmade. Would you buy this if I sold that? Hey, what the hell is my soul at? The American need for American green is America's greed. That's the American dream. Black America too busy chasing white American dreams. But we sleep, so let's everybody eat and repeat. Work, where the fuck the cheese? Where the mozzarella at? Tell me where it be.
For that dua.
Make sure you keep that gooch clean.
So we in here for the starter section, man. Oh yeah, you gotta remember, dog. You gotta get your yuck yums every now and then. We talking about the yum yuckers.
Yeah, the yum yuckers.
Go to get the inside joke on the scoop of what the yum yuckers is. Go to the last episode of the Misbelief Radio Show podcast, man. Shouts out. But yeah, man, for the starter section, man, like let's jump into
what's going on. What's
everything happening, everything going on. But I'm gonna start light, dog. Hannibal Buress, he got drunk and asked the cops to call him an Uber.
He got drunk and asked the cops to call him an Uber?
I mean, I think that's a real nigga move.
I think that's stupid and smart at the same time.
But why? Okay, I don't understand. Maybe I'm just dumb.
I'm just saying, dog, like they always say, be safe. And, the cops are the people that keep us safe. So, I mean, if I'm looking to, if I'm looking to get home, man, protect me, man. Like you gonna
arrest me if I drive, right? You know what I'm saying? And I fuck around and murder somebody. I'm asking you to help me get home. I'm Hannibal Buress.
The police responded via Twitter after a video was posted to social media that appeared to show Buress getting arrested. In the video, he can be heard asking the officers to explain what he was detained for. According to Miami Herald, Buress was booked in the Wynwood Arts District, which is hosting numerous Art Basel related events, on a disorderly intoxication charge.
Nigga, so how you be disorderly intoxicated?
Bruh. The Herald reports that the incident began when Buress asked a nearby police officer to call him an Uber. When the officer declined, Buress went to a venue and the officer followed him, feeling he was too intoxicated to remain. Once outside, the defendant stood by the front gate and continued yelling profanities. In the officer's report reads. Now, I don't be believing officer reports, just so y'all know. I've been lied on before. I then again asked him to leave the area about 5 times. The crowd began to gather and vehicular traffic slowed as they watched the defendant yelling and being disorderly. Defendant arrested. Yeah, son. I would have the boy this, bro. I asked you to give me an Uber. You said no, so I went about my night. Nigga didn't tell you to follow me.
Say something. Listen, son, but Hannibal too black to be going up to white officers asking them for Ubers. You know what I'm saying? Especially drunk.
I don't know if that officer was white.
What city was he in?
Man, when you an officer, you are blue.
The video looked white to me.
You blue.
You blue and white.
You can't tell.
That's a black one and a white one, or 2 white ones?
That's 2 white guys.
Let's make this a little bigger.
You got to yelling at him.
No, he yelling. I feel plenty. You follow me. Like, you follow me. That's like a black one over here, and that's like a white one closest to him. He just asking why he detained.
Yeah, but
Cause y'all follow me for being tipsy and minding my own business.
They're in Miami. He in Miami. This nigga's in Miami.
Yeah, that dude right there black. He black.
He in Miami. Oh, he not black. Both of them probably Spanish.
Oh, whatever. Dog. All I'm saying is, hey, son, cop got bored and like, cause even when they wrote down like people started near my, he's a freaking celebrity. People probably was coming up to him and stuff.
I don't know. I don't know if I rode with him on this. He was in Miami. He probably was full.
Him being full, but that mean he had to get arrested, though?
Dog. This is the report that he's saying he was asking nigga for an Uber. I can see it, especially in working security, somebody stupid, drunk, come up to me being hella stupid.
But why?
But they didn't see who said he did all that, though.
why wouldn't you just? I mean, Uber is an app on your phone, so it's like, why wouldn't you? But oh wait a minute, he's getting.
You could call it a cab or Uber. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is all like kind of a joke kind of thing. It's like, dog, you have enough money to do whatever you want.
Why he would call the cops to ask them for Uber? Like, just get an Uber on your phone and they come and pick you up, right?
He just walked up to a cop and said, "Call him an Uber." This is a comedian, so he could entirely been joking.
But who gives a fuck? This is reality.
No. In reality, he could have been joking.
In reality, you should have been joking.
But the thing, why couldn't he? Why is it a crime to ask a cop to call him an Uber?
Because I'm not here to call you
an
Uber.
But why? But that shouldn't get me followed and arrested.
Son, because you know what? Now you're over there. Like now, I'm looking at you being like hella drunk and shit like that. You already came to me drunk, dude. So now you made myself like. But
he ain't make no scene. He ain't make. They say he didn't get out of line until they arrested him.
Who said that?
That's what the freaking report said. They said when he got arrested, he started throwing obscenities. They got mad at him because there was a crowd starting to come around him, and and traffic started getting messed up. And the officer in his report said he felt that the dude was too intoxicated. So I'm saying, nigga, and I already said I don't be trusting them reports because I've been lied on in officer reports before.
That's true. That's true. But I don't know Hannibal Buress to trust him either.
I mean, I ain't saying trust whatever. All I'm saying is a nigga just asked a cop a question and that cop decided to follow this man, then go on to arrest this man. And I feel like that's a little extra. That's all I'm saying.
I don't think it was like that. I don't think it was just he just asked that man a question.
In my personal experience,
that's what the cop said.
Cop said that man, he felt he was full. Cop said he felt that man was drunk.
Son, I don't even talk to cops, dog. Like every time I've ever like really like asked a cop for like help or assistance, like they always give you attitude and flack and shit. Son.
And my point is that it shouldn't be that way. I know that's how they are, but it shouldn't be that way. And I shouldn't feel like I'm gonna get arrested from talking to you. Like, you're a cop, son. I shouldn't be.
He didn't get arrested from talking to him, so he got arrested because he was drunk. So he probably causing a scene.
Looking for trouble, son.
Probably causing a scene and causing a scene.
That ball's in Miami, dog.
I'm not gonna just say that man. That don't mean he was being extra, dog. Like a lot of people hold their liquor in different ways, dog. You could say it was a dumb thing for him to ask the cop to call him an Uber. Maybe the cop felt played and he got a little attitude or whatever. But I'm just saying, dog. Like the snowball effect was he asked the cop for the Uber that put the cop on his radar, and the cop followed his ass, and then the cop decided that he was gonna go on to arrest him later in the night. So to me, it's like, damn, nigga, just talking to this man. And what if like he really needed help, like nigga, like what if this was a woman? I guarantee you that nigga, if it was a pretty girl,
it'd been totally different.
It was a pretty girl,
totally different. The Uber would have gotten called
straight up,
but you fucking called it, son. Like it's not that he did anything wrong, but I think personally, you black, son, you should fucking better know better. Like asking a cop for an Uber, like that, is putting you on the radar.
Besides, come
like
stop
that job, you have brought a lot of attention to yourself because
you already intoxicated.
Like, son, this nigga just asked me to call him a fucking Uber. Yep. Really? What's his fucking problem? Let's watch him. You know what I'm saying? And then bing, bing, bam, boom.
And it's still, like, and that's the reality, but that's still fucked up.
It's, yes.
You know what I mean? It's still like,
totally
we should be able to talk to our public servants. Like, we should be.
We should be able to do a lot of shit.
You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying, dog.
Yeah, we should be able to do a lot, dog.
And you're absolutely correct. But I'm just saying, like, damn, dog. I was like, damn. Like, I should be able to have a conversation, motherfucker. Like, even if it's a joke, I should be able to crack a joke because they just passed a law saying we could curse him out and point our middle finger at him and not get arrested. Now, you know, in real life, you know exactly what will happen in real life. But they say that because at a point, cops used to be like, nigga, if you said the slightest thing, even if you didn't curse them out, if you said something back to them, they'll say that you cursed them out and they'll arrest you. So that's when they pass that thing up. Oh, it's technically.
Oh, that's why niggas to be quiet. I already have the right to remain silent. Oh, I'm remaining silent.
But technically, you have freedom of speech. So if you pissed off and you want to say fuck you, you can say fuck you. Yeah. But I'm not gonna still pull that shit because of the reality of what we just were talking about.
Right, man. I say fuck you.
Out their body cameras like they always fucking do, and proceed to beating your fucking ass.
Yep.
And it's a big fucking mystery of what the fuck happened to your ass.
Might not even arrest you, just beat you up and drive you off.
How y'all feel about Janet and JD getting back together? This is another one of them old stories. Like I said, when I first made this breakdown, a whole bunch of stories we were supposed to record this 2 weeks ago, and like that was one of them.
I thought Janet had all that money.
Well, JD still got money.
JD ain't got that money.
JD got money though.
No, JD ain't got that money.
JD got. So you tell me JD don't have no money.
Jermaine Dupri.
Like
Jermaine Dupri.
Huge fucking
billionaire, gazillionaire.
Yeah, well,
and JD has $2 million net worth.
Well, I'm just saying, son, Jermaine Dupri ain't broke. But I mean, compared to Janet, Jermaine Dupri really, that's Janet Jackson.
Compared to Janet, Jermaine Dupri is eating potted meat and crackers.
But even when he was with her.
When he was with her, she was Janet Jackson. But Jermaine Dupri was at least eating like caviar.
I mean, because he got so many residuals. That little dude, I ain't want to say little dude. That man has been in the game since he was a little dude. Like he was a kid in the fucking music business.
Man, been in shit since the 70s and been rocking this shit all the way in the late 80s.
Well, the rumor has it, they got cool and shit. They try and see if it can work out again. And I'm like, dog, I'm surprised y'all actually made that shit happen in the first place.
Well, that outside dick make them hoes sick.
Oh,
if they happy, fuck.
It's just a funny thing. I'm gonna look up his net worth so we can make sure. So because I won't be like the dude I was just going in on. We're gonna talk about the Etoufee that I gave neck to the other day. You feel me? I won't lie on him, man. Let's see how much he worth. He's actually worth $2 million.
Huh?
You self said the truth.
I know because I checked the net worth. I think me and you was doing that one day with somebody. We were checking all of them.
Wait, okay, one of them say 5 mil and one of them say 2 mil. Okay, which one of these is correct? So we're gonna leave it at this. He's worth between 2 and 5 mil, which is a far cry from what you would think Jermaine Dupri, after being in the game as long as he has, would be worth. That is surprising. Either way. Cause he a cat that he was one of those names like Jigga and Diddy and all them back in the day. Like he had his own label. He was one of them. He was ghostwriting. He was producing. That's what I'm saying. He was doing major things. All them cats, if they're not at the $1 billion mark, they're close as fuck to the $1 billion mark.
So deaf.
You feel me? Like all his contemporaries are up there, not in the digits of millions.
Not a nigga so broke.
Our broke asses would love that 2 to 5 mil, but dog, if I've been in the music business since I was 12, nigga, I want more than that.
If I touch 80 mil. Or 100 mil, and now I gotta live off of 5 mil. My nigga,
that's a drop off.
Yeah. I mean, but a nigga that came from nothing, nigga, it ain't nothing. But
I mean,
it is something. It is something like to think about. Like, wow, where did I go wrong?
I'm just always happy to have my bills paid. You hear me? If I have my bills paid, but I understand.
You gonna have $80 million bills paid.
No.
Now you gotta switch your bills up.
I mean, that like they say, dog. There's broke and there's rich broke. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean. I would rather be rich broke than broke.
Rich broke off top.
Because even though you can't live the lifestyle you want to live, you still don't got to worry about the broke bullshit of paying bills.
Yeah.
You feel me? So it is what it is, man. Like, hey, man, we look at Tyrese, who just was lying about that stuff. Tyrese did all that shit for attention, son.
Of course.
Like all that crying, all that nonsense, all that craziness, all that for attention. He even said that he even came clean about like Will and Jay didn't really give him no money.
Hey,
I'm like,
hey. Y'all ever want to really see something funny? Watch Tyrese's audition for Django Unchained.
Yeah.
That is the most hilarious shit ever, dog.
How long is it?
It's not that long.
Because I look it up right now on your ass.
This shit is so funny, son.
Django Unchained. He tried to be Django?
Yeah, and dog, he like did some shit, dog. It's so funny.
Tyrese tried to be Django, son. I'm always about a Tyrese dragging. I'm always about to try.
Look, it came up right there.
Oh, God.
Like
it came
right
up
at the top.
fast. Okay, we about to get a live react. Which one is it?
That's it right there.
Is this?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, God. Let's see, Tyrese. Turn this on up.
So this is hilarious, son.
For are you willing to go to land a role that you're passionate about? John Singleton. He got music behind this shit?
No, go back. Because there's a 2-minute one. There's some more other shit.
So it's not the same thing?
Well, fuck it, go ahead. It's the same thing, yeah.
This one's yours, boy. That bed's damn nice, too. Feel free to touch anything you want, because we burning all this shit once you know. I have somebody knock on the door when the demonstration's ready. I got more important things to do than jaw with you. Figure when I say stop, you plant roots.
Plant roots. What was that?
Turn this shit up, man.
Me or somebody. What you want?
I want you to pour some water in that bowl right there from the washout. What's wrong, Steven? You don't like that? Now that's my kind of bell ring. Get up! Motherfucker. I've known the house niggas like you my whole life. You play your dog tricks with your master. You lip off to him every now and then. As long as you keep it funny, he just lets you do it. While all the other white folks are thinking, it's so cute. Well, this time, Snowball, you're gonna listen to me. You got any more sass you want to sling my way before the Mandingo demonstration?
Go back. This is a whole big.
Well, I'm gonna give every nigga on this plantation.
You said stop.
Yeah, we'll stop this right here. Go back.
Go back to what?
Like go back to like right there. Press that back button. Go down to that one.
This?
Yeah.
Yeah, we just got something here out of the struggle files. It is
Oh.
time. You're gonna be in the front of the show. This would have went.
Okay, y'all just talk. Okay, there we go. That's what we just watched, man.
Oh man, go back to the other one there because I want to skip all this. There's so much to it.
That bowl right there from a wash.
I don't want to send it all the way to the. Go back to that one there. I don't want to see the whole 6 minutes. There's so much to it. So much to it. See, keep right there.
Now get out of here.
Look at his dude's face.
I hate it.
Look at his face.
I hate it.
Pull it up by the root. Like, what you get this sketchy accent? That's so weird. Man.
Nigga, we gonna get to that.
Why you keep looking like this?
We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. Hold up. That was it?
No. Then it gets more basic. Make it big.
Finding Django.
Make it.
Please! No!
Oh God!
No, this ain't that. Wait, it gets better.
Did he put the music on?
You look so ashy.
Oh no.
The fake tip. The glory tip. Oh God. Oh God. He made a movie.
I just saw this nigga made a movie.
He made a movie. He made a movie.
Sorry.
Yo, I had no silent.
Now watch this. Look how precious nigga come out there, man.
Turn it down, son. Turn it down. Turn it down. Oh God.
So that boy came out there so fresh.
Oh God.
Look at the earring in his ear and everything.
Oh God. Why is he naked in the cave? Why he naked in the cave?
That's cheap. That's cheap, dog. Did you see that? Did you see what? Did you see?
Pause it. Oh God, that's on me. Oh God.
Oh my God.
Oh God. Okay.
So we would get high and watch this video so many times. Like.
We can go in on this video for hours.
How did this get by me? Oh God. So for everybody listening, Joseph just made us watch, as you heard earlier, Tyrese's Django Unchained audition.
That was not Django Unchained.
I need everyone. If we late, we late. I'm late. I'm late as a motherfucker. I don't care. But if you haven't seen it, if you late like me, go look it up and laugh with us, bruh. And he had the nerve to put a quote at the end as an actor of himself. He quoted himself at the end. As an actor, you should never assume that people know what you're capable of. We are perception creators. So if those perceptions don't exist, You create them.
What kind of fucking... That's some psycho thoughts right there.
We're perception creators, so you go create the perception that you want.
Hey, you're right. It don't exist.
God.
We'll go create it.
Oh my God. Now we have perception that you out your fucking mind, but we've been thinking that for a while, Mr. Tyrese Gibson. Oh man, where to begin, son? Now, first and foremost, dog, as an actor, son, if you don't have a full grasp of the accent, don't go full retard. Hint that motherfucker. You know what I mean? You could do a little hint of some country thing and without having to go wild country like it sounding like it from wherever but fuck Texas or Bama or something, Tennessee. But it's like, dude, it was horrible, the accent.
First of all, I want to get on the niggas that recorded this audition. They down bad for leaking that shit. They was all behind the camera laughing the fuck off. Like, what the fuck are we watching?
No, because no, like, see, the first person that was auditioning with him inside his hotel room, apparently, that nigga was acting with him, so he probably thought Tyrese was going hard. He let Tyrese pretend to hit him and shit. So it was like, but I want to know, like you said, whoever recorded him being naked in the cave,
running out,
and in a parking lot in his drawers. He was in a parking lot, son, walking through cactus, baby powder on his face, trying to look ashy. Like, whoever recorded that shit.
Bro, let me show you something.
Why y'all let y'all boy go out there like that?
He's gonna come out there. He's gonna have a cell phone at his waist. He's supposed to be a slave.
And the crazy yells are like, dog,
That shit was like
we are all actors, son. I don't remember none of that being in the movie.
Dog, not one part, dog. I'm like, what part of the movie is this?
The area shit.
Now we passed this, dog. Now, I'm not about to go back and look at no more of this nonsense. I just want to rip it at this point, son. It's just like, why?
I always love to go back when I look at him like, dog, you was butt ass naked, and then you was about to cave fresh.
They just had like these weird cuts, like it almost looked like he was like dropping character, like, and they just let the shit rock, like they just put it on there, like even at the very end, like he fucking yells out, ah! But then just kind of just goes back like, okay, I'm finished. I feel put my head down. It's like, dude, what's even?
I don't think he knew what the movie was about. Like he didn't know. He just knew it was about something dealing with a slave. So he was like, you know what? I want to do some slave stuff. I want to do. I want to just show myself.
It was very surface level.
Like, and it's the nigga that's mad at The Rock for getting that money. See, you been out here trying to get that money, but you ain't been booking them roles that The Rock been booking.
This nigga,
right? It's very surface. You like watch him, right there. Like what the fuck? Like
he screamed. And then he went to sleep.
You just went to sleep.
He was asleep.
Oh my gosh.
Nap
yes.
time.
Nigga,
all right, I'm done acting. Your turn.
Bruh. So yeah, Tyrese. Yeah.
Tyrese.
Sweet lady.
Can we just like, they got certain black people like, you be like, damn dog, like can we just trade you, or you know what I mean?
I don't trade the nigga. I just want the nigga to get better.
You know what? I'll leave it that positive. I will hope that you'll get better. Speaking of niggas needing to get better, dog, it is your arena with that sports shit, man. So you heard that the NFL trying to buy you off, motherfucking trying to buy off like, okay, the people in the league, they started this like little association, like their little union of trying to, you know, basically ride off what Kaepernick started. There's like this football union or whatever, trying to get, you know, the NFL to start supporting more things and dealing with police brutality and black people, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Mm-hmm. And so apparently, I gotta see which football player this was, man. Who's the football, because I'm not a sports nigga, but who's the football player who was raising his fist instead of getting on one knee? Because they got mad at him because they felt like, because it felt like he became the leader of this freaking union or whatever after Cap left and took all the credit. And then when money was thrown up to be like, hey, yo, we gonna throw money into these things if y'all like stop taking them knees. And this nigga was like, yeah, yo, let's go do that. And niggas look at him like, dog, how you gonna go to a freaking meeting without us when we say don't even go to that meeting? And when they say, oh yeah, well, we'll throw this money to these black funds and organizations if y'all stop getting on the knee. You hear me? He a cat didn't even get on the knee. He a cat that only put his fist up. So it's like, damn, nigga, you did the least. And you did the least to do the shit, and now you about to take that meeting and like, dog, it was this big thing. And they was saying they like, a lot of people was mad at him, trying to find out which football player this was. You see, an NFL and group of its players reached an agreement Wednesday night for the league and owners of teams to provide funding for social activism endeavors deemed important to players, particularly of African American communities. But on this first Sunday of NFL games, since the NFL reached this agreement with the Players Coalition, a group that includes Philadelphia Eagles safety Malcolm Jenkins and former NFL wide receiver Anquan Bolden, appears likely that they continue by protests during the national anthem before games. I hate freaking pop-ups. Don't pop up on me, bitch. During national before games will continue by some players given divisions in the players' ranks that were evident last week. There's nothing here about mandate for players to cease exercising their right to protest. I wouldn't associate myself with it if it was. The agreement could lead to a reduction. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I mean, that might be on surface what I'm talking about. But I remember it was like this. It was this big controversy, and even Trump was talking that shit like they better not get off.
So it's Malcolm Jenkins then basically, though. Still, it's Malcolm Jenkins. That's what we're looking for. Malcolm Jenkins and you a hoe. All right, apparently you went on this meeting without us, and you sold us up the river for $89 million of a couple of more kids getting a couple of more chocolate milks in the urban poor schools. If you want to be cynical, the NFL pledged at least $89 million to social initiatives in hopes of getting NFL players to stop protesting during the national anthems. If that was the aim, it worked on Philadelphia Eagles safety Malcolm Jenkins. Jenkins said after the NFL made its financial pledge to national and local community efforts and social reform initiatives through 2023 that he would not raise his fist during the anthem anymore. Jenkins was part of a coalition of players working with the NFL. Jenkins said he encouraged by the NFL's efforts in regards to social injustice. Other players aren't on board. The financial agreement doesn't come with an agreement that all players will stop protesting. Jenkins won't be. So yeah, basically, I'm talking about Malcolm Jenkins and like, yeah, like on the surface they going like, yeah, he's like, no, they're not making me do it. Like the NFL saying, no, we're not making you stop. But they kind of like, I'm gonna say insisted, but like threw that out there. And most of the other black players was like, nigga, no, like, we gonna still take our knees. We ain't gonna just because the thing is, somebody made a perfect point. You gonna give us $89 million and we still gonna take that knee
because the shit, it don't just end like that. You know what I mean? You just trying to throw money at the situation, and really a lot of these social initiatives you should have been throwing money at anyway beforehand from jump. So that
$89 million should have been spent on them fucking urban kids. Yeah. Not because now you trying to stop a cause. Get out of here, my nigga. You pushing your agenda live and five. You ain't even doing it in secret. You doing it clear as day.
It's hush money.
Hush money is get the fuck up money, nigga. Is that be our nigga money. And the thing is, you raised a fist, son. They never was mad at you. They wasn't mad at you for raising a fist, dog, because they might be thinking like, oh, okay, he's in support. Raise your fist, black guy.
But he raised a fist and his mama raised a bitch because the nigga right there sold us up the river.
Oh God.
I mean, ain't gonna lie, Michael Jackson. If I see you in the street, I don't want to fight. But I will shoot your big ass.
But like, yeah, son. It goes back to, we're going to get into more of that type of topic when we get to Etoufee today. Also, to wrap up some more of the starter section, Roland Martin's show got canceled on TV.
Rolling my dog, I hate they had to be him.
No, that sucks. You know what I mean? Because
I used to watch, bro. Like, damn.
A lot. He's still gonna have some kind of platform, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, hell yeah, bro. But like, it's just one of those things where it's better to have a black news show. Like, it reminded me back in the day on BT News and stuff. Like, man, just having a black news show that cares about black people's stories and our perspective.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It really meant something, man. Like Roland Martin, love him or hate him, agree or disagree, dog. He really got into them right topics.
He really did, dog. He exposed like a lot of things, dog, that was super relevant, dog.
And a lot of niggas too. Umar Johnson.
Yeah. I mean, more than him, bro. Like he.
And they say everybody was surprised because he just got like a longer slot. Like they promised him more freaking time and everything. But apparently TV One, they got the money. They losing out on money.
I could believe that.
Yeah, they losing money.
It's not that his show ain't good. His show probably was the only thing that was really
had nothing to do with him. Yeah, it had nothing to do with him. Just everybody surprised that like
broke as fuck.
They losing money, dog.
It's a black show network, dog. TV One.
And that sucks. Like,
I wonder where it's gonna go.
B-rated black TV shows.
BET need to pick his ass up, dog. Like real nigga shit.
Straight up.
You know what I mean? Like, dude, BT ain't have nothing since because it was BT News was a show at one point. Then it became like this little thing that'll come at the end of certain episodes for a while. And I'm like, well, why not bring Roland?
But MTV cut that shit out because
I mean, well, like it was like in the early 2000s, Bob Johnson sold BT to Viacom, and that's when BT became a little different. But in recent years, BT seemed like it's trying to get black again. So it's like let's get even blacker. Let's get a news show popping. You hear me? I don't even watch BT. I ain't got cable right now. I'm a streamer, but I would still support Roland Martin. And once again, anything that pop on them joints wind up on the stream anyway, wind up on the internet anyway. So it's like it is what it is.
I just hope he works out some kind of show where it's just like online and you can just watch this shit or something.
Yeah, it's probably gonna happen soon too. He needs to
somewhere,
Oh, but if he can get uncensored, which he's not, because he's too political and smooth and too alpha for it.
He gonna do that.
How y'all feel about them auctioning off nude pictures of Tupac?
What? That would have been doing that.
That's weird.
I'm like, dude, like that's just so crazy to me. Like that you trying to buy naked pictures of a dead nigga.
Naked,
right?
I know naked.
Yeah, nude pictures of him getting auctioned off with some other shit, and it's like
Well, hey.
Don't want to see.
Some
people see it as art.
You know what? You're absolutely right, dog. Some people see it as goddamn art.
Yeah, I mean, it is Tupac. It ain't like it's.
I'm not.
It could be a homeless man, really, but it's art to somebody.
Well, nigga, and they got people also out here trying to get Charles Manson a freaking GoFundMe popping because they trying to pay for him to get buried. I'm like, it's the same nigga that was like killing pregnant people and murdering and like white America will forgive anybody white, dog, that has some kind of like.
It was troubled as a youth.
Dude, they'll get that troubled shit like it ain't nothing. Like troubled waters is just what it. You know what? As a matter of fact, let's hit the Etoufee today music since we about to get into this, man.
Let's go.
Guns full of bullets, people full of hate. Your bank vault shivering cause he don't feel safe. I don't like tests, I don't want no problems. Watching 2012, they all blame Obama. White boys looking like they think I want they lady. Black niggas staring at me like they got rabies. I just keep my head down, move through the crowd. Yeah, I hear them loud niggas, I don't make a sound. I'm just tryna be cool, I don't wanna lose my work, lose my mind, lose my spine, lose my shirt. But if you know me, then you know I go berserk. Then you know I go berserk. Then you know I go berserk. Head first, I'm just yelling, I'm just trying to.
Etoufee of the day. Today's Etoufee is gonna be some gumbo anyway, dog. There's a bunch of mixture things I just wanted to talk about and touch bases on, and we didn't get to touch bases on. Like one of the biggest ones that came through that we didn't really get to going on here is that whole Danrue and knick-knack, paddywhack, and all that shit, and all these motherfuckers keeping. The thing that killed me about this most than anything, because I didn't gone off about it online, I didn't gone off about it on the Misbelief Radio Show podcast, but what kills me is the amount of caping black people will do for white people that we invited to the cookout. Quote unquote.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, dude, like I don't see how it's like the white boy said nigga. And he's not even that he just said nigga, son. He was entitled and arguing with black people for his right to say nigga. So it's like, damn, niggas, like, cause if you slipped and you apologize, like, all right, my nigga, you fucked up. All right, whatever, son. But no, nigga, you up in here saying, first off, trying to make it seem like cracker and niggas the same thing, which is nowhere near the same thing. And then when the black people saying, say, bro, like he's like, yeah, I can say nigga, like no.
All right,
you can't.
Let me say this right now. When I first found out that Danrue was white, that's when I jumped out there.
Dog, I never doubted that Danrue was fucking white.
I thought it was Arabian or something.
I can see how people got confused.
I mean, vaguely, to me, dog. Like, I knew that was a white boy from Jump Street, which always struck me as kind of like, oh, okay, they got this white dude, like, doing our shit. Okay, fine. As long as you ain't doing it stupid, you know, but...
I was never really a supporter anyway, but keep going.
You don't get to say nigga though. I mean, point blank.
It's like I don't care how good you could dance. You can't never have enough rhythm to be able to call me a nigga.
Like you can say anything else, dog. Like you got all types of options.
You already still in the dance moves, my nigga.
In the culture.
Yeah, you still in the culture. Now you gonna say nigga.
Like no, you should fucking better know better, bro.
And then be all hard up and tough about it.
And then eventually apologize about it after that money get hit.
But now your apology looking like you about to take pictures for a Giant B album cover because you keep licking your lips and shit.
No,
to the fans, I'm sorry.
Hold the L, bro.
Nah, son, you fucked up, son. You fucked up real bad. And the thing is, son, you probably say nigga around some of your homeboys that you cool with. That's them niggas.
That's them
you know what I'm saying?
And them niggas should have warned you.
But the nigga that's in the room that don't agree with that shit, you better roll with that nigga and be like, don't say it out of respect for that nigga and go around to your homeboys that you... And be honest with you, even your homeboys, they might say they be cool with it, but there's a small little, very little tinkling in that inch there every time you say it. Trust me, there is.
Right.
As a white man in America, in the context of America, you should have enough respect for black people to not even want to say the word.
No, because white people are entitled to every fucking thing, and that's, son. That's the whole problem.
And that's
son.
what I was saying on Misbelief Radio Show. And
yeah,
that's when black people be like, well, why we can't let them say it? Motherfucker, we let white people get everything. They get everything.
Everything. Son.
The one thing that's for us is nigga. And they made it, it's into our, whether you like to say the word nigga, whether you don't like to say the word nigga, whatever, it's freaking traumatized into our system, into our vernacular. We had to adopt the word and make it, hey my brother, hey my prisoner of war, because that's how I feel like. It became like the word of another way of saying we're both prisoners of war in this fucking war. And ask them, you can't say it, white motherfucker, because you the one who imprisoned us. So you gonna tell your rapist, you know what I mean? You gonna tell the motherfucker that imprisoned you that, oh, his grandchildren get to call you that shit after your people and then bled and fought for motherfuckers to not treat you like that no more? Oh yeah, we still got lightweight shit going on, but oh my god, damn, we got systemic shit. Nah, it wasn't systemic then. It was straight to your face, nigga, now you killed. That's the word they used before they hung you. That's the word they used as they lynched you. That's the word they used as they ripped your mom and their sister and everything. That's the word they used. And you saying that their grandkids and their ancestors, once we're in a world that we've earned, we're in a world that is accepted. You know what? That is disrespectful for white people to say. And that's the one of the only things that we can actually have a fight to say, hey, white person, you better not say that. And you say, oh, let the white nigga say it because he can dance good. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah.
Fuck you, man. Because people they've been caping for him, son. So many debates. I'm like, nigga, what? Wait. Like I said on Facebook, I'm debating with somebody as to why they shouldn't let a white motherfucker call him a nigga.
I don't know
in
why.
2017, you don't
Fuck,
get
niggas
that?
over there like, why you won't leave Master House? We got good food around here. Water at the root.
I was just blown by it, dog, because you know, because they got some black people came at me like, well, nobody should be saying it. It don't matter.
Hold on, nigga.
Like, really?
What's up, Joe? What you say? He came at that bitch.
Hold on, nigga.
I'm gonna throw this. Go ahead. What you say? I'm gonna hold my tongue. What you say?
Don't you start that shit. Just don't. Don't you just come around with that. We all should be saying this shit. Alright? Because back in the day, there was some niggers and there was some niggas. Alright? And niggas had to get the fuck on out of here. Alright? And niggas been holding down for a long time. It's you niggas that's out there patty kicking with these white men.
I'm gonna keep on saying this, dog. Like,
but I bet you hate the white women though.
Black people is black people. We can dispute all we want whether nigga should be or shouldn't be said, whatever. The thing is, it wouldn't like, and I hate when people try to act like it's a black and white thing. Like, oh, in the civil rights movement, them people wouldn't let. No, they had niggas back there saying nigga, or else we wouldn't still be saying it.
Right? Are you?
It's a word that's been controversial since it's been. You feel me? You can't tell me that they have people back there right in the civil rights movement freely saying nigga, feeling like what's our fucking word, whatever it is. That's for black people to settle out. You feel me? That's like when you use that argument. So when you hear women talking, and let's say they call each other a bitch, you gonna jump in there and be like, yeah, ho, hey, bitch. No, nigga, that's not your place. If you around gay people and they call, hey, faggot, they call each other a fag or whatever. I'm not gonna jump around my gay friends and be like, hey, fag, what up? Because I saw you.
Even if you said to your gay friend, y'all play around like you grew up together, that's your homeboy. That's y'all all personal relationship.
Even if I feel like you wouldn't even be mad at me if I did it, it's a certain respect I gotta have for you for that. I'm not gay, so I'm not nobody gonna fucking oppress me for that shit. I'm not a woman. I'm not being oppressed in that manner, but I'm a black person, so I'm not gonna let you call me no nigga just because you think we cool enough for that shit. You feel me? Like Ta-Nehisi Coates had this fire ass little video when he broke that shit down, basically saying like, man, dude, there's certain, like in every other space we can understand there's a proper time where you can use stuff. You brought up an example of I can't just let some random woman call me honey. Like if you like, I wouldn't just let that happen. I wouldn't call my dad by his first name. Like we understand every other aspect of society how respect that shit, but when it come to nigger, it's always just confusion. Like, oh, how come I can't say nigga?
Right.
Nigga.
I hate it.
You know what we gotta do when we talk to white people? Because we like, you know, as black people, we like to say, you know, damn about everything. You know, we it's a word that we use for like
everything.
Right.
Some of us,
but
because there's still the people that don't.
That's the
your prerogative. And guess what?
People died.
People died for you to have that prerogative. That's part of the point here, nigga.
You can choose, my nigga.
Choose, my nigga.
But white folks, dog, like they just want to. They just have to say it because, like, it makes them feel white.
It's not. It makes you feel white, but it goes back to Ta-Nehisi also said this shit too. It goes back to if you're so used to getting everything, being entitled to everything, and everything is yours. Once somebody says you can't have this, it makes it more enticing.
How dare you?
It makes it. Yup.
But this is what Virgil said, that we gotta stop calling these white boys niggas. Like when we talking to them, we gotta stop saying what's that, my nigga, because they really ain't our niggas. I don't say it to them either.
I understand where you're coming from with that. I even agree to a degree, but still.
I mean, I ain't trying to police nobody because that's how I feel like.
Right, you know? If I call you a nigga, white boy, I called you a nigga, and you better not call me a nigga back. It's like one of those things where it's just been burned. Like it's been burned. Your people use it to do such treacherous things that just the symbolism of it is just wrong, son.
All right, bro.
You hear me? And y'all ain't gonna run up to the Jews and be like, "What's up, my kike?" and make freaking.
You don't run up to any other Irish or white, any kind of thing that has some kind of racial slur slur against any kind of other culture that's white. Like Irish, whatever they called them back then, whatever, you know, orange beer monkeys. I don't know,
son, because we don't even do it. We don't even think about it. You feel me? I don't even be calling people that shit.
Right.
And we don't make
the want to do it in the first fucking place.
Think about it like this, white boy. Every time you want to think to call us a nigga, it's like making a Holocaust joke. We don't make Holocaust jokes.
But I definitely make honky jokes.
And for the record, a cracker is like they said before, like we've said before, dogs, but a white person, the slave master cracked the whip, so the slaves called them crackers. That still put white people in a position of power when you call them a cracker. So when you be like, oh, don't call me a cracker, nigga.
Son, white people got some of the worst type of fucking emotions, dog. Like, they got all Asian people gooks and Indian spirit chuckers and niggas apes and shit, and you get cracker. And you be like, oh no,
act like you're only mad about that because you was taught to be mad about that, but that word came in response to you doing the worst and the most. So when people try to put it on the same pedestal, I'm like, son, I don't remember a group of people being lynched, destroyed, genocide, raped, and all that, and being called crackers.
I call them crackers
no one. I never used the word cracker like that. But nobody was in a power position, being able to control how a motherfucker's life will go, life and death, and being subjugated to the word cracker. Cracker was always in response to a motherfucker getting bullied. You hear me? And you gonna have the nerve to act like you're the one being bullied? That's crazy to me, dog. Like, just talking about race, a white person to call you racist, dog. That's happened to me this past week. I'm like, dog, like, I'm trying to break down to you what this racism shit is since you asked, and I'm getting called racist because I'm saying...
Once you talk about racism, dog, it makes you a racist. As long as you don't talk about it, racism don't exist.
Yeah, that's the whole shtick right there. To even talk about it is fucking racist, and that shit kills me. Like they like really tried that fucking mind fuck, son. Like, if you point out anything racist or passively racist that they do or fucking say, it's like, nah, you're the fucking racist for even thinking about that shit in the first place.
Because we're all equal.
Like, what?
And I'm like, dude, how in the world can you say we equal when the systems weren't dismantled? So it was like, since the racist times, like, the systems were still in order. It's not like healing even happened mentally for groups of people. You know what I mean? Like, all kind of things that you're not bringing attention to, and you're still the majority in this country. I always say the cookout, like, we really had a cookout. If your family got 100 and my family got 3, who gonna decide the menu?
No, that's just a lie that they fucking...
But we're equal
every single night. That it's really even Steven.
And it's not.
Because they got rich black people and basketball players and stuff. You know what I'm saying? They got rich niggas. So yeah, man, that shit's even. They got black policemen and fucking mayors and all that shit. Like, that's, you know, they go to bed with that shit. Like, la 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 la, no racism.
Right.
And they got to do this in my freaking white guy that's in my box right now, asking me specifically to break down what oppression is to him, because he doesn't understand how he could be poor and white and still face oppression. It's like, it's a real thing. He wrote this whole paragraph and shit.
Bring that shit up.
And I'm like, and I'm
poor white person. They always use the same shit.
And I've been fighting because, like I said, like, because like there've been a lot of black people talk about how, man, it's getting old for us to have to keep on having to explain to white people what they can Google. Like, you can look up, like, if you have a real question about what white privilege is and this and that, you can look this shit up. This dude right here, and it's the truth.
Say son. I'm tired of explaining shit to white people.
No, and
explain to me, what is oppression?
Because
I know the dictionary says this, and all these movies say these things.
He don't feel like it's existent. He don't look at.
I feel like I know what he feel like. He feel like because he grew up poor, he had to struggle just like everybody else.
I'm sorry if I seem like I was going off on your comment about white guys. Well, I'm not sorry, but the point that I was trying to make is that not all white men have that privilege charge card. Yes, all of you do. You want to know why? Because just by being in the majority, being born white in most white spaces, guess what? They feel safer around you than me, because most black stereotypes still pervade in many communities. Look at Barack Obama's presidency, for just a smidget of an example of how I'm getting to each part of what the fuck he's saying. Just a smidget of an example of how the majority of America ain't as progressive as you may think, homie. If I go to parts of Nebraska and parts of Idaho and Omaha, there ain't no black people there. You feel me? So when you go to a spot, like, we even looked this up percentage-wise. Looking for a gun? We even looked this up. I need a gun. You hear me? But we even looked this up percentage-wise, dog. There's parts in this country that have no black representation at all. Yeah. So you mean to tell me those people have an idea about what?
Well, I hate to be a black person that lived in that city. That one person.
You feel me? And if, like, you're like, the thing is, they got.
That's Jim.
Like, dude, you can Google this shit. There's this article. I found 50 examples of white privilege in your everyday life. If you think that you're just because you're poor, I mean, you're a human being. We all got struggles, dog. But there's a different struggle between systemic shit that's been happening. This has been happening, and shit that's just white people. That's just going to just be that they are treated a little different because he has a run. I've had run-ins with cops. Well, let me get back to what he's saying, son. Like,
Bust out running police. I got punched in my face. Had it cracked.
He said, "Not all white men have privilege." And I'm like, yes, all of you do, because we live in a society where everything is still catered to you as a white man. If you born
at least all white men in America. I mean, all white men in America.
In America, dog. And the thing is, you don't know what it's like being a person of color. You feel me? So they got certain shit that we just see, that we just experience, that you just is gonna fucking blow your mind because you already jumping on the level of, oh, that can't be true. Yes, it can be true, son. I'm gonna stick to the level of you're the majority. Being the majority says the most.
Put like this, dog. On the human basis level, we go through everything the same, except we have that last level that you don't, and that's the level of racism.
And we gotta learn their world, and they don't have to learn our world. You feel me? If you go through media, dog, like if you go through the media, if you look even in we looked up once, like how the House looks and how in government, like if you look at the main seats in the House and the Senate, majority white. The people who make the laws are majority old white people. You don't think they have a freaking bias of some sort? You feel me?
Son, if niggas gonna make a whole panel of Oscar committee all white, but like not to these days, but mostly it was all white until what 2015
till recently.
Son, what you think you're gonna do with the government?
You sitting up here telling exactly. You sitting up here telling me
like a white man said we can only judge acting. We can only judge scripts and shit that get directed. Now, what you think we'll do with politics? Nah, this is a white man's game.
I mean, the stats even show, like, even if you look at the prisons and whatnot, dog, but if a cop was seeing you drive by and me drive by, you really, like, just cause compared to another white boy, you gonna get fucked with by cops. Compared to me, you can't even compete with the amount of times I've been fucked with by a cop by the age of 30. You can't compare. I refuse to believe that you can fucking compare. Tell me white privilege don't exist.
Let me tell you something, son. When white cops fuck with white people that it be white people that be looking all fucked up and shit, walking around talking to themselves and punching trash cans and shit when they're angry. That's the one. Like that's the only time. I ain't gonna say that cops, white people don't get fucked with by cops, but every time I seen white people get fucked with by cops, every time I seen them, white people always doing some wild, stupid ass shit. They always kicking something and yelling, wow, what the fuck?
I mean, you could do nothing because we're going to get into the story later. The white dude that just got killed by cops, dog. He wasn't doing shit. But it's like, once again, like, you know what I mean? If you just go by comparison to the situations, like what you said, majority of the time it's more like that versus some nigga just playing his music loud and nigga just walking. But right. Once again, Jamie, go on Google. There's so many websites that show examples of white privilege. Here's one right here. Your wages aren't lower because of your race. There's statistics that show that white people get paid more than black people. Look the shit up. Especially black women don't get paid as much as they should compared to their white male counterparts. 2, people don't make assumptions about your intelligence because of your race. 3, you don't feel pressure to represent your race. 4, most products are geared toward you, Jamie. Yes. 5, most media is geared toward you, Jamie. Yes. 6, beauty standards aren't rigged against you because of your race. 7, jobs won't discriminate against you due to your race. Jamie, you might have lost out on jobs for black people before, but I will guarantee you that black person has to be double qualified. That's the type of shit we have to learn. If your name is Tanisha and that motherfucker is Karen, Tanisha's college application will not be seen the same way. That's a privilege of yours. That's shit that you don't even realize that you take for granted, I should say. That you don't even think is a privilege that is, because we don't have it. 8, people will trust that you deserve to be where you are. 9, the police are looking out for you by comparison to us. And guess what? Each one of these things had a paragraph with statistics to show you exactly where they're getting their data from. So you don't have to have me go in on you in my inbox or on my wall. You can Google this, sir. But let's get back to what you just sent me in my wall. If it really does exist, then I never got mine. Well, then, damn, nigga, maybe you didn't even realize you had it. You hear me? Yes, you made your list about white guys say this and white guys say that because all of you do say the same thing. When you get into a debate with a white person about race, a white male in particular, because I've never had to get one with a white woman yet, it's the same type of shit. Things are equal. Black people be whining, y'all the real racist, bootstraps. All I'm saying is I don't, brother. What is that you are trying to? I don't get what you're trying to say. Cops give you a hard time. Me too. Not the same way. I've never been cut some slack. I've never been not fucked with for doing nothing. For just being black since I was 14. How about that, homie? I've been punched in the face. Hey, cracked across the face with those big, heavy, long flashlights. Almost broke my jaw for doing nothing. I don't believe you. And even if you're one white dude, the statistics aren't with you, homie. The police brutality rates in inner city and quote-unquote urban areas where there's a high concentration of black folks is doubled. Look it up. Google it. Google it.
Listen, son. Listen. Hey, white boy. Nigga ain't saying you ain't human and having human things going on like the rest of us. Nigga just saying that the reasons why it happened are for different reasons, dog.
Right. I'm not trying
My shit is because I exist.
Right.
Your shit is because something you've done.
Or some position you was in, or they just thought you weren't one of them.
How a nigga just felt that day. My shit will forever be because I exist and look the way I look. Not even the way I think, not even the way I move, not even the way I smell or the way I dress, but the fact that the skin is the way it's going to be, and then my features are the way they are, I'll forever be deemed as something to look out for.
They just thought you was a straggly white boy. You heard me? That's probably was on drugs.
You got your
and shit.
issue a hard time because your fucking parents made poor decisions.
Okay, I ain't gonna go in on that man like that. But
you made poor decisions.
I mean, they got all kind of things. I'm not gonna say that.
Nigga, what? I'm just saying this, dog. Generations of people coming through poverty in our family, dog, has become through racism, dog. Generation, your people coming through poverty mostly deal with them fucking up.
I'm gonna throw it at you like this too, son, because you're dealing with the systemic nature of how the hood is always a hood, to the point of when you say hood, you think black people for whatever reason, because that's the shit that they fucking hammering into the stereotype and whatnot. And that's because, once again, when your people been in power for so long on the backs of for other people, you get blinded, nigga. I ain't saying your people wealthy, but if you count, nigga, there's no reason why the disparity rates should be this much when you talk about the amount of work put in by everybody in this goddamn country. But he also goes on to say, I'm not trying to take away from black people and what y'all have had to deal with, but yes, you are. That's what you're doing. But all I'm saying is that I don't know. Trust me, my life has been far from peaches and cream. You're using what's a word for this? We'll use your experience.
Anecdotal.
What is it?
Anecdotal.
So you use your experience to represent the whole. Just because that's your experience, that means that's everybody. No, you can't tell me white privilege don't exist just because you can't recognize yours.
Say, my nigga, let me tell you something, dog.
It's basically like not all men. Like, it's the same shit. Like, I'm not the one doing it. Fuck.
I don't realize I'm reaping from it any benefits. I don't see the benefits.
Say, son, if a nigga was marching back then and nigga was saying the same shit then about like, man, look, nigga, why you marching for? We ain't got y'all in chains no more. You can vote. Probably got to vote through a jar or some shit, but you vote. You can't probably drink the same fountain, but you got your own fountain. You know what I'm saying? Now we march for something, you know what I'm saying? Just like we was then. Ain't too much change, but you respect that shit, though. It's like, oh, that's the time and era that we respect that. Things are so much better now. Nah, my nigga, things ain't as equal as we still fight for it to be. Because if it was equal, we wouldn't still have to vote on civil rights that got to be passed. You know what I'm saying? I
mean, look, nigga, they still the first black. They're the first black this and the first black that is happening. You know why? Because y'all stopped us and changed history and shit. But that's just going. I'm not even trying to sling snowballs. It's the fact of the matter. If you look at this country in context, my nigga, in the context of the history, because a lot of times the white person of today wants to look at today and be like, well, look, all these, you get to do this, you get to do that. Yeah, look how you're putting it. We get to do this because there's a point when we didn't. There was always a point where you always could. You hear me? The poorest of the poorest white man could show up and do and get. It's just ridiculous. You don't think there's a deficit, a crater that needs to be mended between the amount of time where we were held down, the amount of time where we were actually able to do a lot of the regular shit that y'all always could do? I mean, you just not even being smart here. You feel me? I ain't even trying to call you dumb, dog, but you ain't trying to think outside your own box. He goes on to say he won't work with a nigga someday, and he said he was over. But then he comes back, and just as an afterthought, not trying to be an asshole, but as a white man, what is it that I can do that you can't do? I'm just curious about the specifics. Google it. I mean, I hear all the time about institutional racism and white privilege, but I never hear specifics. Again, not trying to be disrespectful. Dude, I've not read an article yet that I've looked up that didn't break down the specifics of what institutional racism is. You smiling, D? What you saying?
He's oversimplifying it. Like, he's asking for like specifics, like, like what actions can he take that black people can't take. But he's not taking, like, the privilege part of it is the shit that you as a white person do not have to think about. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the fucking, like, that's what it is. Like, it's not that you can walk into a store and I fucking can't. It's like, you can walk into a store and not be watched the whole fucking time. I can't fucking do that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I hate when they do that. Like, they always try to, like, oversimplify it into, like... mundane things like that you can do every fucking day.
Well, they want to make it on a bigger scale. See, these things are every day, every hour, every moment, every second existence of struggles that niggas have to think about constantly, and they want to see something big and up front, like straight up bold type shit. Like, we're not hanging y'all from trees, dragging y'all from trucks and letting your necks pop off. Oh, but wait, we are though. Mm-hmm. That's the funny part about it. We are. We ain't just doing this just as willy nilly as we used to do it.
Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? It's like, dude, like they always want these receipts, but I'm like, my nigga, how come the victim is always like, nigga, how about you go fucking look it up? Like, dude, here's another article. This article has 50 examples of white privilege written by white people. I'll just read a couple. We can read a couple. Son, like, man, this shouldn't even be like
we don't need to read a couple. We talk about this all the time about these white people and the privilege they have. Like, son, there's White Panther parties. You know what I'm saying? When white people came with the Black Panther Party way back in the 70s, it's like, what can we do? Niggas said, make your own, and they made the White Panther Party.
But I'm just saying, dog, it's like for anybody, any white nigga who ever listens to this, dog, like please Google it. Like, just a couple.
Give them a few.
I can if I wish to arrange to be in the company of people of my race most of the time, because mostly white people are around. I can avoid spending time with people whom I was trained to mistrust and who have learned to mistrust my kind or me. If I should need to move, I can be pretty sure of renting or purchasing housing in an area which I can afford in which I would want to live. No. I can be pretty sure that my neighbors in such a location will be neutral or pleasant to me. There's a lot of shit.
Let's go random. When I am told about my national heritage or about civilization, I am shown that people of my color made it what it is.
Your history is your history.
I can go shopping alone most of the time, well assured that I will not be followed or harassed. Right, that was the one I was just fucking talking about.
I can be pretty sure of having my voice heard in a group in which I'm the only member of my race.
I can go into a music shop and count on finding the music of my race represented, into a supermarket and find the staples food which fit my culture traditions, into a hairdresser shop and find someone who can cut my hair.
I think this was my favorite. I do not have to educate my children to be aware of systemic racism for their own daily physical protection.
I can be pretty sure that my children's teachers and employers will tolerate them if they fit school and workplace norms. My chief worries about them do not concern others' attitudes towards their race. Oh my God, there's really 50 these. Dude, it's like, dog, there's so many. Like, these, once again, they ask these questions, but they don't want to take the
They don't want the answers when a nigga give it to them.
They don't even want to search for their own answers, dog, and it's so fucked up.
You can give it to them answers, and they'll be like, I don't want those answers.
You heard me? He said, he said again, not trying to be disrespectful, since white privilege floods our society, can you give me, I don't know, half a dozen examples of how you suffered from white privilege? I mean, if you had been a white man, then this would not have happened to you. Exactly. I'm not a white man. So I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm really curious. I want to understand, as a white guy, this can all be Googled, Jamie Moore. This can all be Googled. You hear me? If you really want to know as a white guy, dog, really Google it.
Look up white privilege.
Look up white privilege. Look up Ta-Nehisi Coates. Look up what's the white? Look up the white lady. What's her name, man? Joyce. Jane Elliott. They got, like, dude, if you really want to know, that's like me being like, damn, man, I really wish I knew how to bake an apple pie. Damn, I wish I knew how to bake apple pie. There's not this thing called the internet that can give me all kind of ways and ingredients and recipes to do this. I just really, really wish I knew what inside a motherfucking. Come on, son. If you want to know, you'd find out, dog. I'm getting tired of y'all motherfuckers. And this makes me think of, did y'all see that video? That video that went viral with your boy, what's his name? Joyner Lucas. About
that
I'm not racist.
No, I'm not with it.
I didn't watch. I didn't see it.
Yeah, I saw it. I didn't see it. Wackest shit ever.
What was it?
Wackest shit ever.
Was it a rap or something?
It was that fucking rap shit.
He didn't see it.
Son, it is based on a false premise, dog. It is.
Hold up. Let's let Joe get a chance to watch it before we go.
Because I want to catch it, but it looks like it was something ridiculous that I felt like I could put on the back burner for a second.
Not with it.
It went like, some people think it's the deepest thing ever, and some people
that's
think
because they're fucking morons.
Like
this guy gets racism.
I'm gonna just let Joe see it so he can have an equal opportunity to hear it.
With all due respect, I don't have pity for you black niggas. That's the way I feel.
The fuck?
Screaming Black Lives Matter.
Okay, pause. The rapper's black, and he spitting those. He's spitting those lyrics. It's all his lyrics. It's his voice.
Okay.
Joe went crazy. He just saw that white nigga say that shit. And he's like,
no, wait, what?
Nah, nigga. The black dude wrote. Now, there's one thing I will give him. He was being creative with this shit.
Yeah, it was creative.
But
that's not what
I'll let you watch.
With all due respect, I don't have pity for you black niggas. That's the way I feel. Screaming Black Lives Matter. All the black guys rather be deadbeats than pay your bills. Yelling nigga this and nigga that. Call everybody nigga and get a nigga mad. As soon as I say nigga, then everyone react and wanna swing at me and call me racist cause I ain't black. Pound that then. Talking about slavery like you was around back then. Like you was picking cotton off the fucking ground back then. Like you was on the plantation getting down back then. I see a black man aiming his gun, but I'd rather see a black man claiming his son. And I don't mean just for one day and you done. I mean, you still trapped in a rut. I work my ass off and pay my taxes for what? So you can keep living on free government assistance, food stamps for your children, but you still trying to sell them for some weed and some liquor or a fucking babysitter while you party on the road cause you ain't got no fucking goals? You already late. You motherfuckers need to get your damn priorities straight. Wait. It's like you proud to be fake, but you lazy as fuck. And you rather sell drugs and get a job and be straight. And then you turn around and complain about the poverty rate. Fuck out of my face. You can't escape problems. You can pray for some change, but can't break a dollar. Got nobody else to blame, so you blame Donald. You fuck the world with a Make America Great condom. My boy's been back. I'm not racist. My sister's boyfriend's black. I'm not racist. My sister-in-law's baby cousin Tracy got a brother and his girlfriend's black. My head's in the cloud. Heard there's not enough jobs for all the men in your house. Maybe we should build a wall to keep the Mexicans out. Or maybe we should send them all to the ghetto for now. I'm not racist. And I never lied, but I think there's a disconnect between your culture and mine. I worship the Einsteins, studied the Steve Jobs, but you ride Tupac's dick like he was a fucking god, oh my god. And all you care about is rapping and stunting and being ratchet, and that's the nigga within you. Music rot in your brain and slowly start to convince you. Then you let your kids listen and then the cycle continues. Blame it all on the menu, blame it on those drinks, blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on white privileges, blame it on white kids, and just blame it on white citizens. Aim at the vice president. Bunch of class clowns. Niggas kneeling on the field, that's a flag down. How dare you try to make demands for this money? You gon' show us some respect, you gon' stand for this country, nigga. I'm not racist. I'm just prepared for this type of war. I heard Eminem's rap at the awards. Who's he fighting for? Y'all can take that motherfucker too. He ain't white no more. Just like you wanna be so famous, you'll do anything for attention and a little payment. I can't take you nowhere without people pointing fingers. Pants hanging off your ass, you ain't got no home training. Put your fucking pants up, nigga. Put that suit back on. Take that do-rag off. Take that gold out your mouth. Quit the pitiful stuff. And then maybe police will stop killing you fucks. So what the fuck? I'm not racist. It's like we're living in the same building but split into 2 floors. I'm not racist. But there's 2 sides to every story. I wish that I knew yours. I wish that I knew yours. I'm not racist. I swear. With all disrespect, I don't really like you white motherfuckers. That's just where I'm at. Screaming all lives matter is a protest to my protest. What kind of shit is that? And that's one war you'll never win. The power in the word nigga is a different sin. We shouldn't say it, but we do, and that's just what it is. But that don't mean that you can say it just cause you got nigga friends. Nigga. That word was originated for you to keep us under. And when we use it, we know that's just how we greet each other. And when you use it, we know there's a double meaning under. And even if I wasn't picking cotton physically, that don't mean I'm not affected by the history. My grandmama was a slave, that shit gets to me, and you ain't got no motherfucking sympathy, you pussy nigga. I'm sorry, you can never feel my life. Trying to have faith, but I never feel alright. It's hard to elevate when this country's ran by whites, judging me by my skin color and my blackness. Trying to find a job, but ain't nobody call me back yet. Now I gotta sell drugs and put food in my cabinet. You crackers ain't slick, this is all a part of your tactics. Don't talk about no motherfucking taxes. When I ain't making no dough, you think you know everything, but you don't. You wanna copy our slang and everything that we know. Try to steal black culture and make it your own. Whoa. Fuck, I'm exhausted. I can't even drive without the cops trying to start shit. I'm tired of this systematic racism bullshit. All you do is force shit, just the shit that I'm false with. And you don't know shit about my people, that's what bothers you. You don't know about no fried chicken or no barbecue. You don't know about the 2-step or no loose change. You don't know about no 2 chains or no Kool-Aid. You don't know. And even though Barack was half as black, you hated President Obama, I know that's a fact. You couldn't wait to get him out and put a cracker back. And then you gave us Donald Trump and that was payback for that. I'm not racist. I never lied, but I know there's a disconnect between your culture and mine. Yeah, I praise Tupac like he was a fucking god. He was fighting for his life way before he fucking died. Nigga, die, nigga. And all you care about is money and power and being ugly, and that's the cracker within you. Hatred all in your brain that slowly start to convince you. Then you teach it to your children until the cycle continue. Blame it on Puerto Rico, blame it on old OJ. Blame it on everybody except for your own race. Blame it on black niggas and blame it on black citizens. Aim at the black businesses. I ain't saying I'm innocent, but I might be any day now. Treating everybody how you want in any way how. I swear North Korea about to bomb us any day now. And now I'm ducking every time I hear a fucking plane now. Shit. You know I make a lot of sense, but you just can't admit it. When Eminem went against Trump, that was the illest. Cause even though he's white, he let us know he's standing with us. I'm not racist, but I cry a lot. You don't know what it's like to be in a frying pot. You don't know what it's like to mind your business and get stopped by the cops. And I know if you about to die or not. You worry about your life, so you take mine. I love you, but I fucking hate you at the same time. I wish we could trade shoes, so we could change lives, so we can understand each other more, but that'll take time. I'm not racist. It's like we living in the same building, but split into both sides. I'm not racist. But there's two sides to every story, and now you know mine. Can't erase the scars with a bandage. I'm hoping maybe we can come to an understanding. Agree to disagree, we can have an understanding. I'm not racist.
All right, so what you saying, Joe? Before me and Devin, you know, because yeah, I think.
All right, number one, great lyrics.
He's a talented artist. I'm not gonna take anything from his artistry, dog. He's
right.
It took some creative shit to even come up with the concept, to even want to come at it like this. I'm giving him props on his artistry.
Okay, fine.
I honestly think that one, it's there's some good things in it about, like, you know, like I like how you put both sides of this in the third, and really, you know, say some things. What I don't like is, one, white people gonna take a chance to be like, see, this is what we're talking about. See, they understand what we mean. And also that hug out and all that shit at the end was weak sauce as fuck. I was like, what the fuck is this all about? It's like some kind of, alright, this is the end all be all right here? Nigga, nah, nigga. They are racist. Ain't no I'm not racist. They racist. And that's plain and simple. That's plain and simple, dog. And all the reason why you say all them things they hate you and cops will pull it over and you scared to die or not, it's because they're racist.
What you saying, D? Because I was like, bruh, what you say?
There's okay. Let me also preface this by saying, yes, it was very creative. Mm-hmm. You know,
and he had some good lines.
Yeah, there's some content. Yeah, you know, high art. Okay, fine. Right.
Quality music.
All right. I mean, that is not to be, like you cannot say that it isn't. But one of my problems with this shit is the fact that it's really based on a false premise, and that false premise is that in some universe both sides of this argument are equal, and they are fucking not.
Right.
Like,
right.
The white side, especially in this video, is not valid. It is not a valid argument. Like, we are not talking about the same thing. And to even insinuate that both of these arguments are equal is completely absurd.
Yes.
That's absurd to me. Like, that's the whole problem from get-go.
Not only is it absurd, it's toxic. It's
like,
fucking toxic.
It is like this, like there's a large group of white people that will look at this and feel more validated in those feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is a backward step. That's one thing.
I got a few.
The other thing, the black side, I feel like there was no offense. Like,
that's what I told you when we first talked. When we first talked about this exact thing, I told you. I said I felt like
he came so weak, son.
It was the defense. The white boy came with offense and defense, and that black boy just came with defense.
And it's like, you could have struck him in so many fundamental ways, dog. And like, you could have talked about everything.
But instead it was like, you just said we ain't shit, and I'm gonna tell you, well, the reason why we ain't shit, instead of validating that no, we are the shit, and we've over. It's like a lot of different things. But I want to just start with the end, the main part that got me, like, besides the hug, but the hug goes with all this shit, my nigga. You said we can agree to disagree.
No.
And that goes back to what both my niggas just said just now. Go back to what Joe just said about the fact that, wait, what you mean? No, you're racist. That's racist. That's just cut and dry.
Right.
And it goes back to what D just said on the level of dog. We're not talking about two equal freaking opinions.
Right.
We have right and wrong, and you're trying to make it seem like, well, we can agree to disagree on right. We don't agree to disagree on murder. We don't agree to disagree on pedophilia. We don't agree to disagree to agree on rape. And you should not be agreeing to disagree on racism. You're saying we should agree to disagree on racism as you hug the nigga that just called you a nigga like 25 times at the top of the video.
Right.
Nigga. At the end of the video, son. It should not end with a hug if you want to start the video with this white dude telling this black dude to his face that he's a nigger. Right. He called him a nigger 50 times. He yelled in his face, nigger. Either we had a smooth discussion, nigga. We not ending in a hug. We in the way I said the way to save this video just to get out of that was they should just both say they shit. The black nigga should have came a little harder, and it should have been like even if you want to give the hug, But guess what? Zoom out of that shit, and that was all in their head. But they never actually spoke to each other. They still just sitting there looking at each other.
Right. Yeah, well,
definitely.
Well, you all right, dog. Because
if you would have made all that in their head,
one thing you pointed out what you just said, like they didn't use this, average white boy. They used an extreme racist and try to say his point was just as equal as a regular black person. Like,
and then have the black dude say we need to try to understand each other and agree to disagree. We're always trying to have to be the niggas understand the motherfuckers that's fucking over us. You don't tell a rape victim that they need to be trying to understand where the abuser came from.
That's what I was trying to say, dog. Like, that is the one thing, like, my last comment on this whole fucking thing, son. The whole problem with race in the first fucking place, that is a white problem. That is white people's problem. You know what I'm saying? Y'all invented that shit. That is not our fucking problem. We are reacting to that fucking shit the best way we know fucking how. But as far as like race, that sin, that one is y'all's. Like, y'all need to fucking fix it.
Because y'all came and y'all some motherfuckers looking, not y'all ancestors saw people looking too different, scared the piss, we feel we don't understand, scared the piss out of them, and then shit just went down. Right. It is what it is.
Because fuck, y'all had the fucking laws. We were 3/5 of a fucking person, you know what I'm saying? We did not make that shit. You know what I'm saying? We didn't make whites only. Colors only. Like, y'all made that shit.
And Jamie, you know a lot of those people are still alive, Jamie.
Right, running the fucking show. That is y'all's problem.
So you can't tell me that shit is equal out here for black people and white people in general just because you got fucked with by a cop a few times.
No, fuck no.
Come on, son.
No.
And like y'all both were saying, dog, I don't like it felt like you went to like this. Like if this was a rap battle, Joe, this is speaking your language. The white nigga had a better verse.
The white nigga came. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, he did. He did have a better verse.
The white nigga had a way better verse. The white nigga had content. He had hard up shit. He had a lot of shit going on.
Oh, that white nigga. If this was a battle, that white nigga won.
Yeah.
First verse.
I was very disappointed in how the black nigga came for us. I was like, damn, nigga, you coming like that? Like that's how you coming for us?
Son, this dude could have talked about.
You whining right now, my nigga.
Nah, this guy, my son, and a few other people online have dropped their versions of this in response, and they got some cool versions that really attack the right shit.
Okay.
So I implore people to go check those out. People have like it almost became like a I'm not racist challenge. A few rappers have dropped their own verses, and
if anything, I'm glad that the video sparked that
conversation.
You know what I'm saying? So
because this was because to me this video is for white people. It's for liberal white people because if you're a black person, nothing the black dude said was new.
It wasn't for liberals. That was for racist white people. They got American.
It's not for racist white people because they're not even gonna take that in. Is what I'm saying. Yeah. They gonna hear that white dude part and be like, "That's where we coming from." What is this black nigga saying? So it's really for white people that already think that they're not racist to feel good about themselves and think they was part of something deep.
What's all right? He said it's okay to agree, disagree. So let's make his ass.
You heard me? Or the motherfuckers, you know what I mean? Because one thing I will give him is the irony of the fact, and we say this on the podcast all the time, nobody's racist apparently because no one ever fesses up to the shit. You could find a white person with a Ku Klux Klan hood on and them niggas still say they not racist. No one ever wants to. So apparently racism is some shit that niggas done made up. It's a word in the definition in the dictionary, but it don't apply to nobody ever. Right. You feel me? It's always the motherfuckers that's dead. They recognize it in a retrospect. You hear me? So racist shit that's going on in 2017, they ain't gonna call it racist until 2047 because that's when they can have enough distance away from the shit to be like, oh yeah, that wasn't me, racist. That was them, that was racist, and that's like really fucked up. Like when you look at Kaepernick and shit. When you look at Kaepernick and shit, and the fact of the matter of, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm always caping for Kaep because niggas always coming for Kaep, son. Even black people. So I was talking about that on the Misbelief radio show about how, like, that dude, what's his name? Kevin Jackson or something.
I know Ray Lewis bitch ass came for him.
Man, yeah, son, but I get mad when black people especially come for black people that don't have to come for them. You know
right,
what I mean?
you gotta lead it. Like, why you gotta Jason Whitlock?
And I mean, yeah, all this looks like a coon tree these days, dog. I called them, dog.
ESPN always gotta have one coon nigga on the show.
And this was a Fox News source. I think his name is Kevin Jackson, dog. He go in on all kind of shit. That's his name. Is his name Kevin Jackson? I just gave him that Kevin Jackson. Yeah, he said that Colin Kaepernick was giving his donations to terrorist organizations, and he ain't no Ali and all this. And I'm like, my nigga, like I gave the breakdown. You could look this up. Like Colin Kaepernick is given to no terrorist organization. He gives shit like Meals on Wheels and 100 Suits for 100 Men and the Girls and Boys Club and
shit ever.
all the good shit that he gave somebody to this organization that specifically try to help out single black women, trying to make it like dog, all kind of good shit. But you out here lying on your fellow black man. I do not understand. I can't do nothing but hate a motherfucker, dog, that you black and you pulling out another black man that's only doing positive shit because that white man paying you, nigga. You need to burn. All kind of niggas like that need to fucking burn, son.
Yeah.
Dude, this your lighter?
Straight up and down, son. And it's like,
This your lighter?
this nigga worried about lighters.
No, that's not mine.
Good. I'll just make sure this is mine.
But like, yeah, dog, and it's a trip. Like the coonery is just like at an all-time fucking high and shit, dog. And I'm like, dude, like, what makes you feel like you gotta come for a nigga that's only trying to do good and you just trying your hardest? And this dude Kevin Jackson, he got like a litany of shit on YouTube just talking about how racism don't exist, oppression don't exist, niggas just a word, all kinds of shit. He called Kaepernick and no, that he saying like, and the thing is, he's saying Kaepernick ain't nothing like Ali, but I'm like, dog, you're the type of cat,
You out your damn mind.
he's the type of cat that in Ali's time would have hated Ali.
That's what I'm saying. But see, that's not the Martin I remember. That's not my Martin. You know what I'm saying? That's not my Martin Luther King.
Yup.
That's not my Muhammad Ali.
They have these dream sequences, renditions. No, Martin Luther King was called a terrorist, and yo, Coon and shuffling ass would have called him a terrorist. Ali was part of the Nation of Islam, and you mad at freaking Colin Kaepernick for giving to racially ethnocentrically organizations. What you saying?
The best thing that I ever heard somebody say about white people becoming to Muhammad Ali is that they didn't start loving Muhammad Ali to the day he couldn't talk.
And that
the
says
day he
so
closed
much.
his mouth is the day everybody was Muhammad Ali.
And they got
picture.
But once again, you can Google this, dog. If you look up old articles about what they were saying about Muhammad Ali
They
back
hated
then,
that motherfucker.
and you got the nerve to be like,
Except for racist white folks, because like that nigga was on that bluebird, blackbird shit, and white folks like, that's cool with us.
And I'm like,
You
son,
wrong with that.
and you like 50 something, son, so you should know what it was like. You've seen racism into your face, son. He saying like, yeah, back in the day, it's like once again that rosy glasses. Back in the day, they really had something to fight for. Here's the day, y'all don't have nothing to fight for. Things ain't bad as we look at Samir Rice get shot up and nothing happens, but shit ain't bad for black
And
kids.
that's I'm glad you say he's 50 something, because it's them 50 and 40-year-old motherfuckers who like always like we had it bad back in the day. You know what respect us? The generation before them, because the one that had it way harder than they do, because they were looking like these motherfuckers. All they did was there's a lot of drugs in their day. Fuck, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. That was number drugs, and I ain't saying niggas didn't have it hard, but damn, nigga.
History is happening every day, dog. And there's more people like I always say, the apathetic people are the worst kind, but I hate the coons, dog. The crabs and the coons, dog. The RabaCoos. That's what I call them. Call them the RabaCoos,
I'm just
dog.
saying that generation around the 50s, dog.
No, I
very
understand what
blaming generation.
I ain't gonna generalize them, but I understand where you coming from, because they got a lot of bitter motherfuckers, and I don't get
in that generation.
Well, they got bitter ones now, because they got people now who just refuse to see. Like I said, the people who try to give Danrue a pass. People like, I don't understand the big deal about nigger, and they always say, because we call each other niggers. Yeah, I call, like they don't. People, certain people refuse to see it, refuse to get it. And I be wondering, Kevin Jackson, are you serious, or are you just getting paid? Because
a little bit of both.
It might be a little bit of both, because you got a whole YouTube channel, and I'm like, dog, like, why? They got so much shit that you can jump on in this world that's a problem, and you ain't even jumping on it. You rather tear down a black man who actually does positive shit and not shed any light on the positive shit he does. Just the shit that your fellow white people tell you that you need to have a problem with. That's weird. That's fucked up, and you a hoe. Like, I ain't got nothing else for you, son. You know what I mean?
Fuck, what else does it say that you're a hoe, son?
You a whole hoe out here, son. And then like, we didn't get to talk, but everybody talking about the Cyntoia Brown story, and that was like a crazy thing that went down since we wasn't on air.
Just another kid that got the book thrown at her.
Thrown at her after she was a sex slave. She was getting fucked over. She was getting raped. She killed this motherfucker, and she the one, like, she been in jail for like 10 years. This happened like 2004. And like that, and the one thing that bothers me about it is she's just one of many. This is just a story that went viral. For every story that go viral, there's about thousands of other motherfuckers that you never know about.
Say, son, the white man barely cared about the white woman. Then he ain't about to throw the whole book at a young black girl.
I just hate the common sense gets taken out of law so often. You feel me? Like some things I understand is law, and you got to have this. This was precedence, and this was precedence. But I'm like, son, if you a lawyer and you a judge, and you see the situation of this girl was a sex slave and she was sold to this motherfucker, and all this was proven, and you gonna ride with? They say the reason why she went to jail is because she took the nigga wallet, so she got hit with. Oh, she must have killed him for his money. No, nigga, she killed him to get away. She had to get away. There's money. Like, what the fuck? What you gonna do?
Wait. Fuck all that. The girl's bought sex slave. She's a bought sex slave. Like, once again, when common senses are taken out of law, ooh, what is that? That's the aliens. When common sense is removed from law, dog, I just can't respect it, dog. Bless you, son. And yeah, dog, it's just like, just be aware, dog. Like,
it's horrible out here.
It's horrible out here. They got motherfuckers telling me that it's roses, and that's what kills me. It's not roses, bruh. It's some crazy shit, dog. We like, and we got cats like Roy Moore.
Dude, they are backing him, son. They did a complete 180.
About to let a pedophile in office. And this pedophile also said times was better than slave times.
Yeah.
He said the people were proud people and slave times was the best times. And this nigga saying this shit in 2017 and we letting him in office.
Yep.
You trying to tell me that shit ain't fucked up?
Yeah,
you trying to tell me shit ain't fucked up when we about to let, like, when our president is backing a pedophile, racist ass nigga who's outwardly with this shit, and y'all trying to tell us.
He's calling him the law and order candidate.
Come on, son. Like
really?
I'm really confused, dog. I'm really confused out here, son. And all I can say is, like, pay attention, stay wise. I'm not racist though. Bruh, I'm not racist.
I don't even stop in fucking Alabama, dog. Like, if possible, I go straight through, son. Like, that is a fact, son. I don't even stop to piss there, son. Like, ain't no fucking way, bruh. I stopped at a gas station one time, and it's like instantly, son. You get all the fucking looks, like straight out of a fucking movie, son. Like, nope.
There are things that you just can't even explain as a person of color in this country that white people, they can't even that. See, that's the same thing I feel like whenever I'm in spaces being an ally to, like, whether it's like, you know, women's rights or whether it's LGBTQ or whatever. As there's a certain level of understanding that I have that I know that I won't understand things. You hear me? I don't know what it's like to be a woman in this country. I specifically don't know what it's like to be a woman of color in this country. I really don't know what it's like to be a queer woman of color in this country.
Yeah.
You feel me? I don't know what it's like to be homosexual in a country that is all heteronormative based. You feel me? Everything's about the straight people. Everything's about the pretty people. Like, there's certain things that I just won't get, and I go in knowing that certain things that I just won't get. You feel me? I will never say that I'm perfect, son, but like, that's the thing that we all need to have when you have the privilege, when you have the male privilege, when you have the straight privilege. So when you're a white motherfucker, understand that from the base, when you come to talk to me or come in my mentions or come on my wall or come in my messages to ask me about race and shit, take in the fact of, you know what, I'm a white person and there's some things that I just won't get, but let me just try to take their word for it because they won't be saying this shit. Why niggas just think we want to pull a race card? I ask that question all the time. You think we want to just be like, this is fucked up? No, we wish it wasn't that.
At least we got 80% of us.
That's just their.
Some niggas gonna pull that race card.
But I'm just saying, generally speaking, son, like, you act like niggas get off to being oppressed, nigga, or get off to having a problem that's been around since my great grandma's time.
Enslaved and raped and tortured for years and years to come.
Or I want to not get a job because of my color, or not get a job because of a stereotype.
I want to be denied loans and not be afforded the equal opportunities to life, freedom, and the pursuit of happiness.
I mean,
liberty,
like,
life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
It's just wild, dog. It's wild being a person of color in this country, and I just need people like what I need people of color. I need people of color to realize this shit, because a lot of us, you know, I mean, we got black guilt, and black guilt is like, I've spoke on this before, and I feel like it's a real thing. They got black people out here that feels guilty about the fact that, you know what I mean, they don't want to look weak or they don't want to look whatever, so they just give into a lot of that white shit to just not be like one of those black people that's rocking the boat. And so they be saying, that's the ones that be trying forever to be like, man, no, what about black on black crime? Like, you know what I mean? That's the ones with this black guilt, dog. And I'm like, don't be taken in by black guilt, people. Shit is fucked up. It's not as fucked up as it was before. No one is saying it's as fucked up. We're saying it's still fucked up. So let's get things right. Is all we're saying, dog. You ain't gonna pay a motherfucker if they only paint 50% of your house, nigga. You hear me? If a nigga say, well, it got paint on it, that's how it sound. It's like you telling me, well, it got paint on it. Like, no, nigga, but I want my whole house to be painted. When you get mad at us for saying things are still fucked up to a degree, it's like that's the same damn thing, dog. And you just see how ridiculous you looking at you sound. And I think that's all I got to say on that.
That's real, son.
And that was the Etoufee of the day. guess we're gonna call this I'm Not Racist.
I'm not racist.
You feel me? So we gonna
Sock our lie.
we're gonna jump into this daily dose of Murica. And this one is one that I think Devin really had on his mind, son. So I want to bring it up, dog. As soon as I say it, I just want you to get on that neutrality.
Shit.
And that neutrality, dog. That's what's going on out here in these American streets, nigga. How you feeling about this? Explain to the people what's going on with what it is for the people who might not get how detrimental this about to be to our society.
I heard about it, but I don't know nothing about it.
Okay, this problem is it's really layered. Like, this is a multi-level problem. Net neutrality. Okay. Like, where do you even begin? Basically, the way that you use the net right now, all right? You want to go to YouTube. You go to YouTube and you look at whatever the fuck you want. You go to, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. Like, all those websites, you can go browse there without having to worry about one being faster than the other or slower or things like that. Like, what you pay for is like what you get across the fucking net, across the board. Like, you can go where you fucking want with no problem.
Grand Theft Auto, the game, open world.
Yeah, it's just an open world. Just do what you want, more or less. So, if they kill net neutrality, which they are, it's going to happen. Whoever you get your net from, they can basically split your shit into parts and make you pay extra money to go to certain places. For example, you have some net, right? Like, you got basic net. But if you want to go to social media, they got a social media package now that costs like $5 extra. You got to pay for that. Also, like, you want to go to iTunes, YouTube, Netflix, okay, you can get there, but you got to pay extra for that. You know what I'm saying? Like
porn.
Porn. You can't just can't just go to porn sites. Like, now you actually gotta pay extra to be able to go to porn sites. Whereas right now you can just go to all these places, right? Like, you don't even think about like having to pay extra to go there. Like, it's just open net. Like, you can just get there.
So the net's gonna crash. Because the economy's not built for that.
And also,
they're going to rebuild the economy to be built for that so they can be all about that mighty money.
Right. And then, check this out. Who do we get net from here? Cox Cable, right?
Yeah.
Cox, let me tell you what they can fucking do. Not only can they do all this shit that I just talked about, but let's say they got a website that they don't like. For example, what's like a controversial thing, like with all these like
let's say it was blacklivesmatter.com.
blacklivesmatter.com, right? New Orleans chapter. Let's say whoever's over there at Cox doesn't fucking like that shit. They can basically throttle the website to where you can't even get to it. Therefore, you can't get your message out.
They can slow it up.
Like, they can just like slow you down.
Stop the faucet.
Or whatever. They can just completely stop fucking traffic. It is very easy. It is a simple matter.
So we're going from Grand Theft Auto. We're going from Grand Theft Auto open world to Mario, but not just Mario, but you got to pay for every level.
But you know what that also
to get to the next level. You're not even just jumping in the sewer to get to the next level. You got to pay to get in the sewer.
That also mean on a government level, they're about to control our move on the internet even harder.
Yes.
Like we can't even
say like there's that. Like a say there's a local news station here that talks about
what's really going on,
black politics and things like that. You know what I'm saying? If Cox doesn't like that, they can just throttle the fucking website.
And that's
like,
crazy. You can be a race. You can be voiceless.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
and
you can be voiceless.
You can be controlled.
Unless you won't pay.
Unless you want to pay fucking extra money.
Extra money. Imagine how that trickles down to phones, because most people use internet on their phone. So all these phone plans about to flip and rape you too.
Phone plans are about to go up. Every fucking app that you pay for is about to go up. Netflix has already gone up. Like, I used to pay like $9. Like, I think it's up to like $12 now. Like, everything is about to go up, son.
Yeah, son. So like, yeah. So that's basically what's going on out here in this Daily Dose America. It's like
fucked up.
The internet is like they finally, because the thing is they always do it. They always find some kind of way they want to make these scraps of their money. Like if you look at any industry, it's like, man, how can we fucking fuck this up? How can we be devils about it? Like, you know what I mean?
And so like they can control the media even more, dog.
Right.
Like all this fucking news they'll get from like Raw Story and like Snopes and all that shit, like they can throttle all of that shit and just focus on the fucking corporate big people, you know, ABC and NBC and all that shit. I mean, if you look at how like they can throttle everything that we be fucking like looking for.
Look at spots in Asia, dog. There's certain websites that's just blacked out.
Yeah.
That they can't, like right now in America, we can go anywhere we want. In Asia, no,
like
nigga, they got certain sites, boop, you can't go there. And that's the type of shit unless you have to pay for it. But they gonna be able to flip it. It's just crazy. So out there, if you're listening, man, pay attention to this. This is something that they can sweep under the rug of Trump's bullshit and, you know, whatever's the next hot topic that they want us to pay attention to. But nigga, this is happening.
They're about to vote on this shit this month on the 14th. This shit is right around the corner, son. And it's like most people don't even like realize it's happening. But like this is gonna affect everybody. Like people that make YouTube stuff, like content, like everything, son. Everything is gonna be fucking like.
They found a way to really efficiently police the internet.
Yes, exactly. That's
police
what it is.
And monetize it to its highest degree.
Yes, they're gonna police content, son. Like anything that they deem controversial, you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be throttled. Like we can be throttled.
Right.
All this shit can be throttled. Like, no, fuck that, man. They talking too much shit.
And I'm even and you going into the deeper aspects, the domino effects of it. But if you just keep it simply put, they're gonna make you pay extra to go to spots you go to for free.
For free.
Like that's just the simplest, most fucked up part. Like shit, you know what I mean? You gonna make me pay extra to go to shit that you don't even have to. You don't even do. It's one of the things like you don't have to even do this.
You don't have to pay to go to fucking YouTube. You just go to YouTube.
So yeah.
Now you gotta pay for that now.
So hey man, keep your eyes open, y'all.
Eyes open, bitch.
Eyes open, bitch. You know what I mean?
Bitch, niggas about to feel this,
well, I said, bitch, I'm gonna look. Hey, I'm on a grandfather clause. I had net neutrality before this thing, so you know, you gotta just let me go in for the new year.
Yeah.
You gotta let these new niggas get this.
Then what they're gonna do is there's gonna be some language in the law that says even the local state people can't even change it. Like it's just gonna be like you have to fucking keep this shit. Like it's like
across the board.
It might not even be any hope of like going back to free fucking net, son. Like, bruh, they're gonna change the entire landscape of the internet.
And we're gonna be reading back in history about when things were the shit, and we're gonna be old, ornery old men telling our grandkids like, go back in the day.
We ain't have to pay for none of that shit.
This might be the dark times.
We about to go into the dark ages, and we gonna be old and pissed off, and Bitcoin gonna run the world.
Right.
And,
see this shit,
and that's just gonna be it. And Facebook gonna be part of the McDonald's Illuminati.
Talking about Bitcoin.
I don't even feel like you've been getting into the Bitcoin situation because that confuses me to a degree. All I know is basically internet money getting internet. Did you ever remember dope? That was a big part of dope or whatever. They sold drugs on the internet with Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is this like basically the internet money, but now like the stocks in it starting to rise because people like, once again, the internet is everything. The internet is life. People gonna be in the Matrix legitimately, dog. That's like, this is the beginnings of the Matrix, dog. Internet money that's worth more than dollars. At a point that Bitcoin money gonna be more than the shits in your wallet. That's where life is going, son. The Matrix, dog. Yeah. Let's go to Hero Highlight, dog, because America is killing me. So for today's Hero Highlight, man, first off, I want to shout out Colin Kaepernick because he just got the Ali Award, and Beyonce, with her fine ass, got awarded to him. So I'm going to shout out Beyonce.
Right. Okay.
You know what I mean? Well,
it's about Kaepernick and you going to put his Muhammad Ali Award to Beyonce fineness.
No, I'm saying that her fine. I'm saying she fine and gorgeous and beautiful and talented and everything else. Like, I love me some Beyonce. And I'm saying, seeing that picture, you saw that picture?
I know.
Yeah, and that picture is like, oh yeah, Beyonce, you looking good. So it's like even better. Like it's even better to get an award from Beyonce. Like this, like damn, you giving me the Ali Award, who's like the epitome of like sports motherfuckers and heroes, and then I'm being presented this award from Beyonce, dog.
That's
you Colin Kaepernick, dog, ain't nothing more Superman
like,
than that. It's like, yeah, Cap, you won that day, nigga.
Only person that could have been better than that was Michelle Obama.
Right. If Michelle Obama gave me the award, I'd be like, shit.
I'd have said it for the rest of my days, which he'll be saying it to his kids. And you know, give me that award, Beyonce.
Right, Beyonce, son. Come on, like you said, Michelle and Oprah are the only ones that could compete, really, huh? Because Oprah give it to you, like damn, Oprah.
And like his own personal hero.
Yeah, whoever that may be, dog. Also, on the hero tip, shouts out to this guy,
Mike McClure Jr.
for his religious sweatshirts that he's selling. First one is fuck. Favorite under Christ's kingdom.
I'm fucked.
You can get you a fuck sweatshirt. You can also get you a bitch. Blessed in the church house. I appreciate him for this. He's selling
That
it.
was a stretch.
And he got saved as fuck.
Saved and favored.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's Ivan T. Jones. So I don't know who Mike McClure Jr. is. Proud of you, Ivan T. Jones, on starting your own clothing line. Yeah, son, you saved as fuck, nigga.
I'll buy that bitch. I'll buy that and wear that to Blaze and Worship.
That's the type of shit you should wear to Blaze and Worship. For people out there who don't know what Blaze and Worship is our, congregation of the potheads.
It's not just what it sounds like, Blaze and Worship.
It happens, at
On
a
Sunday.
last Sunday of every month or whatnot. And also want to give a shout out to Terry Crews, who also stepping up to talk about, assault, especially for men. Because a lot of times, because like the more I started listening to Terry Crews speak on like, him being assaulted or whatnot, because at first when I first heard it, I'm like, damn, this big ass black man, if you ain't fuck that nigga up. But I think it's every like black man's first thought process, instead of taking in like, dog, they got a lot of things that go into one being assaulted, like just the mentality of like, damn, what did I, like, just like how women have their whole thought, like, was it my fault? What do I do? What's the proper, if you a big black man and this white powerful executive come and touch on you, you might even tell yourself, oh, he just was playing. Oh, he wasn't that deep. You know what I mean? He probably told himself all kind of shit instead of fasting up to the fact of that dude felt like because he was in power, he could take liberties with you. And you knew as a black man, if I whoop his ass, what's going to happen? Your livelihood is on the line. Your kids ain't going to be fed. You got the black mark of being a crazy black man. That's the worst thing to be in this white-ass world, especially in Hollywood, which is a white-run situation, as the angry black man that's beating people up. You hear me? Like I said, even though I don't know what I would have done in the moment, I feel like in the moment I probably would have done the wrong thing, which is, what most niggas be on. I like, in the hindsight of just hearing his story and taking the perspective of all different sides, it's like, nah, dude, that was some fucked up shit. Like, it's like, because once again, it's like when LeBron got called a nigger and they got spray painted on his house, and nigga, people forgetting rich people still deal with racism. Once again, go back to the privilege, Jamie. You hear me? This man is rich as fuck, he on as fuck, but there's still some white nigga who just felt like going like, you know what, I can pull your dick, and what you gonna do about it? Nothing. Because you know you can't do nothing. You big, you strong, you tall, you powerful, and guess what? I can grab your dick in front of your face, your wife sitting right next to you, and you really can't do nothing, or else your kids ain't gonna eat like you want them to. Now, some people feel like that's some sucker shit to sell out for the money, but other people see the other side of like, dog, that's not as simple in black and white as so many people try to stage that shit.
That's that resiliency, dog.
And what you saying?
It's just that the resiliency, dog, that they're just like, they're holding on for the next day of like, you know what? This can't take me out the game. If I do something at this moment, this could take me out the whole entire game. Is this what I let my family down with? Because he pulled this one card, this one moment.
There's a lot on line. You got kids.
Starve? Do I starve? Do I go to jail?
Yeah, I mean, do I go to jail? Do I bring disgrace to my family name? Are they gonna even believe my story?
Right.
Will they even believe
Jump
me?
Street.
Like assault victims, you know what I mean, male and female. Are they gonna believe me when I say this, or even take me seriously?
Right.
There's all kind of things that go, bruh. There's a lot of shit that goes into this, dog. And not only is he coming out and talking about it, but he's like really telling guys that we need to take other men to task for being abusers and whatnot. Even Russell Simmons just got caught up in all kind of motherfuckers is just getting caught up in this abuse.
Russell Simmons got abused?
Yeah. No, he didn't get abused. He's one of them cats like Harvey Weinstein.
He went over the chick.
You with a chick.
Yeah. Oh, I can see that.
But it's like one of those things of
Russell in the 80s.
But it's one of those things of like so many men are caping for these rich white men in power. These rich, not just white men, these rich men in power who getting over. And I'm like, how so many poor people are caping for these rich people who getting over? And you understand in this once again in our straight man world, in this male privileged world, son, there's norms that we accept as norms that shouldn't be norms. And that's why some people like, what's the big deal? The big deal is we let this president stand for too long, and unless you start taking people to task and start ripping a lot of this shit down, it's not gonna get ripped down. It's gonna just be, oh, this has always been, like the monuments.
Yeah.
So
I want to also give a hero highlight. Shout out to Keisha Bottoms. She is the new mayor of Atlanta.
Oh yeah, represent New Orleans, because I'm saying New Orleans. We got. I said this on Facebook. We got a mayor named Toya. So Atlanta respond with a mayor named Keisha. You feel me? You hear me? So shouts out
Keisha
to
Bottoms.
You hear me? Black Girl Magic. Latoya Cantrell of New Orleans. Keisha Bottoms. You feel me?
Member of DST Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated.
I'm always enjoying. You know, like I said, the magic on beam. Get it in. But fuck y'all football team. But like that was.
we playing y'all for Christmas, so it's all going.
That was, that's basically the show today, y'all. That was episode, what was it?
38.
I suck. Okay, 38.
Like Channel 38 back in the day.
Like 38 Glock.
Oh yeah, they don't know about.
Oh, you don't know about that.
They don't know them old school channels, man. Like
WB38. Welcome down to Darby Hill, man.
See what you know about McDonald's Kids Break.
See, there you go with that McDonald's shit, bro.
And see, they always came on though, and they talked about something smart like the fucking solar system or geography or something. Like after all the cartoons, it was great. They had smart kids back then.
Ain't you the one that had like the whole McDonald's movies? No, that was Raheem. This nigga Raheem had McDonald's movies.
McDonald's, yeah, they did have videos.
Yeah,
they had little movies.
I didn't have
like
Grimace,
Grimace
none, but they
Spooky
did.
Vacation or some shit like
They
that.
existed.
And all that. That's when you really poor, son.
I used to like Happy Meals though.
Oh yeah, Happy Meals are great. Nigga ain't about to watch this movie.
So yeah, man, we about to get out of here, man. Shouts out to the Your 30 podcast, Marty, Arrogant Observer. Oh, I ain't give you a chance, man. Who shouts out to Arrogant Observer and who that?
I don't care about that. Lamar Edwards.
Oh, you ain't gonna call him Lamardian.
Edwardian.
You hear me? We gonna get up on with the, like I said, we going in on some comic shit with Marty and Marty Superhero Shop Talk. Can't wait to get into that. Shouts out to them. Shouts out to the Misbelieve Radio podcast with who is DC Paul. He finally changed his Instagram name. He finally consolidated. You can find him at whoisdcpaul.com.
That shit hard, boy. That be make you go through the ringer when you try to change your Instagram name.
Well, he got everything changed. He's follow the Misbelieve Radio Show podcast on iTunes and every place that you get your podcast. You can go to
after net neutrality. You gotta pay to change your name on Instagram.
I mean, net neutrality gonna make it all go down, man. Big ups to the Triliterate podcast, the Metal Hand of God podcast, 3 the Hard Way podcast, We'll Figure This Out podcast, Therapy Noir podcast. These are a whole bunch of New Orleans local podcasts, and I think that's all the ones I could think of. Who else?
Shout out to Black Girl Giggles.
Just big ups to Black Girl Giggles because I like they brand. Dog.
Yes,
that's a brand here. Like they might not even hear this because they probably be listening to this. But big ups to Gigi and all them over there. Dog. Some black women and they getting deep. Black women comedians and they funny as hell. They get it in and they growing as a movement. And I appreciate that. They doing they do. You feel me? Thugging it, dog. Ain't nothing like a funny woman. Like I mean, like a woman that can make you laugh.
See when a woman can make you laugh. Oh. She funny.
Legitimately laugh. Not the laugh that you do to try to get the pussy. Right. I mean like the legit like, damn, the way this girl just made me laugh.
Nah, there was always like this 2 or 3 girls like that be and you go to high school that be like, bro, why is she so fucking funny, bro? Like stop moving. Stop existing, bro. You're too funny.
We love funny women here at the Fly with Bats podcast. And let's let people know who we are, man. Once again, this is that actor guy, Martin Bats Bradford. You can find me on all your social media platforms at Mr. Bat. Spell it Mr. Outer. You ain't gonna find me and we getting out of here.
Yeah, and you know it's your boy D Mac, and you can holler at me everywhere on your social media as FriendshipRed_kid. Good to be back, baby.
Holla if you hear me. It's your boy AlphaJoe. You can find me on Facebook at Joseph Alphaman Pines, JOSEF. And you can find me on Instagram, Alexander the Ape 3. And for 38,
we out of here. So once again, dog, subscribe to us on iTunes, on podcasts, on Google Play, on Stitcher Radio. And the funny thing that on the new update on your iPhone, if you got an iPhone, on the podcast app, you can actually go make comments straight through the podcast app now. And I believe you can give us ratings with the stars right through the podcast app. So give us some stars so we can get some attention and such and whatnot. Also hit us up on flywithbats@gmail.com, man. We shouting people out. If you got any comments, anything you want to throw at us, we gonna talk. Big ups to my dude Derek Washington and my girl Naja, man. They're some regular listeners and they let us know like it was like, hey yo, What's going on with the podcast, man? Where y'all at? And you know that bitch down, right? Because for a minute, like I just changed my card over. I got a new bank card, and you know what happens if all your bills set to one card. Yeah. They try to take off, and that bitch like, well, you ain't paid. We taking y'all shit. I was like, no. I got the money. I got the money. We back. We still here.
Put my motherfucking shit down.
Yeah, I mean, we still here. Paid for it. They gave us. They held it hostage, dog. They made it seem like we didn't exist.
Yeah, that was a hostage situation.
Man, Pop Bean said, look, if you gonna pay this money, we gonna delete all your archives from existence. Give us our money, nigga. Devo. You hear me? I go your money. So once again, we paying to survive. So let people know we out here. Yeah. Share. Let people know. Put people on, man. Like, you know, we do this. We do this for the love. We do this for the passion. You know, we do this for y'all. So once again, and subscribe to us on our movie site, Gumbo Monster 504 on YouTube. Yes. Catch our newest movies, Not All Men, The Rise of Captain Extra, and coming very, very soon, Wannabes. We keeping it coming, dog. Because once again, if you know, a lot of times I get frustrated. Like I always just throw this out here. I get frustrated when I put up stuff like, oh, I was on set and I did this and I did this, and people be like, oh yeah, we were supporting you. But no, to really support us is to support this stuff, the stuff that we do, the podcast, the short films, the web series, the subscribing to the shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's what helps us out. That's what gets us going, because you know what I mean. Watching us on TV because we actors, that's supporting the white man. I don't know how to put it. You feel me? That's like, you know, we already got paid. Yeah. You know, it's good to get the attention, but like that was done. That's nothing really. That's not helping us while we trying to really rise to get power, because that's the problem right now. Not enough for us artist types, people of color. You know what I mean? People that look like you, people that need the support, getting the support. And that's just my, it's my rant on that, because, it gets frustrating, man. But, we wouldn't do anything else, because it's what we do. We love what we do, dog. The art keeps us sane. So once again, thank y'all for listening. Thank y'all for subscribing. We out. Peace.
Alright, I'ma keep it general just like the army. Most real niggas know, most niggas phony. Your shadow got your back, huh? Just like your homie. That's why shady niggas will harm thee. Just act Caesar. Brutus got him and caught him before his last breather. If that don't make you believers, then you'll learn. Honesty is a quality that will burn, but it's cool. And trust is a quality you will earn. You a fool if you think you learn all of the rules. Imitating imitation, and they calling it cool. I know a little bit, but go ahead and call me a fool. While you sprinkle sugar on shit and you calling it food. See, I'm just trying to groove, and you standing on the wall with your hands on your balls, making crab claws move. Trying to bonk at a dog, but I don't bonk. I just fall back till you think you winning, but you lost in the beginning. Ay. One cool, one thing, one move, man, that shit don't change. It's real niggas do real fucking things. Real niggas do. Ay, there's only one cool, one thing, one rule, man, that shit don't change. And it's real niggas do real fucking things. Real niggas do real fucking things. T.I. CZ.